out on the road at North Paulding. So it'll be an interesting matchup here tonight as these teams get set to go at it. Should be a lot of fun. It is a non-region contest, but the final tune-up for both of these teams as they get set for region play here shortly. Again, North Forsyth out of Region 5-7A, Woodstock out of Region 4, and looking forward to a great matchup here tonight as the Raiders and Wolverines go at it. I'll bring in my broadcast partner, Larry Prather, here in just a moment. We have Jonathan Hall with us as well. Michael Searcy, of course, with WLJA here in the booth with us, helping get everything set up as our engineer here tonight. And, of course, we've got Asa back on the controls here. I believe he's flying solo tonight with the absence of Charles Burchell. Charles had enough faith in Asa to handle it himself here tonight, and we have all the utmost confidence and faith in him as well. So looking forward to a great matchup here tonight. Should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it as the Raiders and Wolverines do battle. Again, Georgia High School football tonight on the air right here on 101.1 FM. Now, this is a great vantage point that we have here. We're on about the 43-yard line on the east side of the stadium here in Raider Valley, and a nice little welcome home game. Of course, my first TV job, as we bring in my partner Larry Prather. Larry, my first TV job is right here in Cumming, covering North Forsyth, Forsyth Central, and South Forsyth. Those were the only three high schools, of course, in the county. And I believe that one of the first games I ever called was right here in this press box almost 20 years ago. I know you've got a lot of history with these programs as well, and folks, of course, coaches and friends and folks that you know that have been through these schools. But great to have you here tonight. Beautiful night. Sun's going to be in our face for a little while, but I'm excited about it.
You know, so many years, I don't remember how many years ago it was that we covered North Forsyth down at Waco, Washington County. And, you know, this is a young football program in my standards because I'm so old. But it's, you know, they've got a great tradition here. And these, you know, big, strong, tough kids and, you know, well-disciplined, well-coached, and this, you know, it's just a repeat of what they are. And talking to Coach Buddy, he's got warm memories. This was the site of his first victory as a head football coach. So, you know, this is a beautiful venue, artificial turf, and you know, the sun setting. I'll be glad when it gets set in the west here, right in our face. But a beautiful venue, and you know, brick and mortar, and an excited crowd, and you know, it doesn't get any better than this.
Well, for our Cherokee County Game of the Week crew traveling across county lines here to Cumming, which we also, of course, have a lot of listeners in Forsyth County. So really, we don't feel like we're the visiting radio crew here tonight. We feel like both of these teams are home to us with the listeners that we have in both Woodstock area and, of course, in Cumming as well. So, again, we'll be calling this one down the middle tonight and looking forward to a great night. I also want to send a shout-out to James Seawright and the video crew here at North Forsyth High School. They will be pulling our live feed tonight to go along with their webcast. They do an excellent job. I had a chance with Mr. Seawright to tour the facilities here a little bit earlier this evening inside the school, and it's just phenomenal. The TV studios, the edit bays, the things that they have going for them with the school system here in Forsyth County is absolutely unbelievable. So we're honored to be a part of it here tonight. We're going to go ahead and take our first time out here of the Hasty and Pope pregame show. Once again, we'd like to welcome all the folks from Hasty and Pope. Knowledge, experience, success. Hasty and Pope Trial Lawyers, hastypope.com. 2-minute break and then more of the Hasty and Pope pregame show as the countdown to kickoff continues right here on the Cherokee County Game of the Week. You're listening to 101.1 FM, North Georgia's WLJA.
As Georgia's largest orthopedic practice, the skilled physicians at Resurgence Orthopedics can treat your aches and pains and help you reach for more. With over 100 physicians and 22 area locations to serve you, Resurgence Orthopedics is dedicated to help you get moving again. Back doing the activities you love. Locations in Woodstock, Canton, and the North Georgia communities. To find one of their convenient locations near where you live or work, go to resurgence.com.
Cherokee Lanes is your family fun center, open every day at 10 a.m. except on Sundays, where they open at 12 p.m. Located at 1149 Merida Highway in Canton, they are just across from the high school. Cherokee Lanes offers bowling, arcade, miniature golf, billiard, laser tag, full-service snack bar, and they also have a great prize redemption center. Check their website for birthday packages and group rates at CherokeeLanes.net. Strike it big for family fun at Cherokee Lanes Bowling and much, much more in Canton.
Northside is proud to bring its new hospital to the Cherokee County area. Northside built it for you and your family with the latest innovations in healthcare, including a women's center, cancer care, heart and vascular services, advanced primary stroke center, and emergency services. Our sports medicine program delivers advanced care for athletes right in your community. The new Northside Hospital Cherokee gives you easy access to superior care. For more information about Georgia's newest hospital, visit northside.com.
Edwards Tire Sales in Woodstock is proud to be a sponsor of the 2017 season of high school football in Cherokee County and has proudly served Cherokee County for 50 years. They're open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're your specialist in tires, automotive service, alignment, brakes, tune-ups, and AC service on most major makes and models. For 50 years, they've offered fast and friendly service. Bring your high school football ticket in and receive 10% off any service or purchase. That's Edwards Tire Sales, 9575 Main Street in Woodstock.
You good?
And we welcome you back here to the Hasty and Pope pregame show. Again, Dave Garner alongside Larry Prather, Jonathan Hall with us here tonight. We got some extra help here in the booth as well. A couple young, handsome fellas up here to help us out as well here tonight. So we got a full crew here inside this press box at North Forsyth High School.
Yeah, we're not short of anything. Jonathan has his son Adam Hall, a Sequoia High School honor student, and I have my grandson Pearson Sears. He's Teasley Middle School honor student.
So a lot of Cherokee County representation in the box here tonight. And Larry, I want to mention too, as we continue in here with the Hasty and Pope pregame show, we're about 22 and a half minutes from kickoff, but I want to talk about the Cherokee County Gridiron Club for a moment as well, because I know that you're very involved with that. I know we've touched on it a little bit in the first few weeks right here on our live coverage, but we need to get Dan Carmichael up here at some point, maybe interview him and talk to some folks. But just an amazing job that group of folks do, and I know you're a big part of that as well. Talk a little bit about the Gridiron Club and what it's meant to the programs in Cherokee County.
About 14 years ago, Dan Carmichael's sons, young little sons, were in my elementary school, and he was talking about starting a boosters club for the high school football, just do an overall booster. I said, wait a minute, cannot call it a boosters club. It's got to be a gridiron club kind of a deal, and that way people understand, we're not raising funds to do. It is about boosting the kid. It's actually boosting the deal. Well, he came back a year later, had an outline, had an organizational, had a charter and stuff like that, and boom, I'm the vice president of the Cherokee County Gridiron Club. He's the president, and we go out and, we solicit folks that love and appreciate high school football. And we have a lot of major contributors. We still need more, but we start in the summer by sponsoring the 7-on-7 camp. We have a lineman's challenge camp that brings kids in, and these kids get T-shirts and awards, and it's the full Monty. And then during the course of the season, every school gets a plaque, creative engraving, and Woodstock donates 3 nice plaques to the offensive, defensive, special teams player of the week. And then at the end of the season, coaches come together and they get together and make this thing work for a banquet, end of the year banquet. So we have the quarterback of the year, the lineman of the year, the player of the year, and all that stuff. But more important, we have an all academic team. Reinhardt University is one of our big sponsors, and if you're an award winner at this banquet, you get a $500 scholarship added on to your scholarship to Reinhardt. So it goes full cycle, and it's promoting the academic, the spiritual, the academics, and the game itself. So it's something I believe in very much. We've had players that have been honored that have gone on to play in the NFL and then have come back and been inducted into our Hall of Fame. So we've come full cycle, and every year we have guest speakers from different colleges, and we've been really honored to have Dave Garner as our MC for the last few years. So he does an outstanding job as our announcer and MC for the night, and it is really a great show.
Well, I certainly appreciate that. And again, the Gridiron Club, Cherokee County, does a great job in recognizing the accomplishments of student athletes in Cherokee County, and the coaches and the programs as well. Looking forward to hearing more from the Gridiron Club as well as all of our local area teams. Of course, next week we'll be at Cherokee as Etowah and Cherokee go head-to-head again, the oldest Cherokee County rivalry, if you will. The two original high schools there in Cherokee County will tangle next week right here live on our Cherokee County Game of the Week. But tonight it's Woodstock and North Forsyth. Larry, before we get into this matchup here tonight, let's talk a little bit about some of the other games going on tonight. I know it's homecoming for Gilmer tonight against Heritage. I believe Pickens is off here tonight, but several other local area games going on around our listening area. Of course, WLJA spans into a lot of different territories. So, again, we invite you guys to go online. Let us know how your teams are doing. And I also want to send a shout-out to all the folks at Cedarwood Tavern. I believe those guys, without there being a game inside Cherokee County tonight, which is rare, of course, with the 6 high schools, that there's not a game being played in Cherokee County tonight. A couple of them on the road. Of course, we're here at North Forsyth tonight. I know Cherokee's down the road in Paulding County, but a couple other games going on tonight of interest, Larry.
Yes, Gilmer, I'm going to Dr. Maxwell's predictions that comes out in the Georgia High School Daily over the internet. But Heritage is picked over Gilmer by 35 points. And then a big rivalry, Stevens County, Hart County. This week is a fall break for a lot of school systems, so they plan their break of the football games. So it's part of the problem. We don't have a whole lot of football games. Cartersville is picked by 37 over Cedartown. Valdosta is an underdog to Colquitt County by 21. Dublin and East Lawrence, rivalry game. East Hall Lumpkin, big rivalry game. Model or Murchie over in Rome. Pepperell Coosa. That is the big, Barron Stadium every year for that one. So, sort of a short docket of high school games, but it's still some rivalry going on.
And speaking of players of the game, later on tonight we will name our Piedmont Health Systems Player of the Game during the Open Roads RV post-game show. Again, that immediately following our ball game here tonight, and looking forward to it. A beautiful night of high school football in North Georgia, and we are looking forward to it. Temperature still hovering in the lower 80s here as the sun begins to set at Raider Valley. Our first and only trip this year beyond the Cherokee County border. But we do have the Woodstock Wolverines on the road tonight at North Forsyth, and I want to thank the administration here at North Forsyth, athletic director, and all the folks for really rolling out the red carpet. I mean, they were very showing us a lot of hospitality, making us feel right at home, very welcoming. They were glad to have us here tonight. We told them we'd call this game down in the middle, and indeed we will, just because we've got a lot of folks here in Forsyth County, a lot of listeners as well, and so we're excited about that. We're going to go ahead and take another 2-minute break. When we return, more of the Hasty and Pope pregame show as the countdown to kickoff continues. We're just a little over 15 minutes away from North Forsyth and Woodstock here tonight. You're listening to the Hasty and Pope pregame show. Hasty and Pope trial lawyers are at hastypope.com. You're listening to North Georgia's 101.1 FM WLJA.
Hasty Pope is excited to sponsor Cherokee County football. Since 1953, our lawyers have been there to help those who have been seriously injured. As a local and family-run law firm, we know there's nothing more important than family. And when you choose Hasty Pope, you become part of our family. Selected as super lawyers and as the top 100 lawyers in Georgia, we are the hometown firm you can trust. Hasty Pope, knowledge, experience, success. If you're injured in a collision or on the job, call 770-479-0366 or learn more online at hastypope.com.
Friday nights in Georgia. It's time for high school football. Carriage Kia Woodstock wishes all the players and participants a safe and a memory-filled season. And they remind you to think of Carriage Kia Woodstock when you're looking for a new or a used vehicle. Carriage Kia Woodstock, just off 575 at the Rope Mill exit, or 24/7 at carriagekiawoodstock.com.
In sports, the goal is to be the best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We work to make every quote, claim, or call a highlight. That's why customers consistently give Alpha high marks for service. Call Alpha and let us help you save on home, auto, and life insurance. In Cherokee County, call me, Jennifer Anglin, at 770-345-3993 or stop by our office in South Canton near the Dairy Queen.
You're in control of your music. Shouldn't your health care be the same? Piedmont is committed to giving you more ways to get well on your terms. Get same-day appointments, online scheduling appointments with verified patient reviews, and virtual visits with doctors from your mobile device. All in a snap, or shall we say swipe. Start getting better now. Visit Piedmont.org/now.
Kids Zone, food trucks, and much more.
And we welcome you back here live to Raider Valley. North Forsyth and Woodstock High School going at it tonight as part of our Cherokee County Game of the Week. Well, Larry, the last time we saw this North Forsyth team, they were on the other end of an opening week loss against Sequoia 30-28. Meanwhile, what a difference a week makes for Woodstock. 2 weeks ago, they broke records, scoring 77 points against Kennesaw Mountain, but last week they were shut out against North Paulding. Now, I know the opponent has a lot to do with that, but Larry, I know a lot of folks are saying, how do you score 77 one week and then get shut out the next week?
Both coaches alluded to that fact when I talked to them yesterday, that, both teams have open weeks and then they begin their region play in 2 weeks. So, this game is very, very important to them in that they want to be more efficient offensively and defensively get the takeaways. Both of them are not happy with their takeaway ratio, but it's momentum. It's called momentum. Both coaches kept talking about if we can just get a little momentum here tonight. And to me, they're both needing offensive confidence. And, they both have returning quarterbacks. They've got the tools. It's a matter of getting it all together. And, when both these teams are the spread offense, the Tony Franklin system, and to have a great pass offense, you've got to be able to run the ball a little bit, and then you've got to pass protect. The throw-in and the catching is beautiful, and you can work on that in 7-on-7 camps, and you can work on that, Sunday afternoon in the backyard. You can work on throwing and catching, but the pass blocking and the mentality that it takes to run the football consistently to set up your passing attack, it's a puzzle. It is a puzzle to every coach. If you had an answer, you'd write a book like Tony Franklin did and be a millionaire.
Coach Brent Buddy is his 8th year at Woodstock. As you mentioned earlier, Larry, his first win as a head came against this North Forsyth program. So, again, a little bit of a homecoming here tonight indeed. Again, Woodstock, as we said, 2-2 coming into the ball game here tonight. Game yet. Of course, they opened the season with a loss against West Forsyth 31-14. Bounced back 2 weeks later with a victory over Sequoia 27-16, and then of course had the win against Kennesaw Mountain 77-49, but fell last week 34-0 at North Paulding. Just 23 yards rushing for this offense last week. In comparison, they had 328 on the ground against Kennesaw Mountain. North Forsyth, meanwhile, comes in at 3-1 overall. Their lone loss was that opening week loss that we saw at Sequoia, but since then the Raiders have been perfect under second-year head coach Robert Kraft. Again, opening the season with the loss at Sequoia, but then bounced back the following week with a win against Johns Creek 28-6, and then on September 1st they beat Loganville 24-17 by a touchdown, and then last week went on the road to Jasper and defeated the Pickens Dragons 58-35, amassing 360 yards through the air and 4 touchdowns, 722 all-purpose yards, and just as impressive was the defense. I know they gave up 35 to a pretty good Pickens team, but they did come away with 5-6 sacks in that ball game there, and as we mentioned, put up the 58 points. So it should be a pretty good matchup here tonight. We do want to remind folks that coming up at halftime, it will be the Schottkirk Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show featuring the Battle of the Bands, and we're looking forward to that here tonight. We thank you for tuning in to the Hasty and Pope pregame show. Again, Hasty and Pope, knowledge, experience, success. Hasty and Pope trial lawyers, hastypope.com. Well, we're about 10 minutes away from kickoff, and that means it's time for Larry's Keys to the Game. What do you got for us here tonight, partner, as far as what both these teams are going to have to do here tonight to get that W?
Well, we've alluded to the consistency, see the momentum that both coaches kept harping on and talking about. And, every week it's, takeaways, line of scrimmage, and so. But I think the team that can come out here tonight and have some defensive success and gain the momentum defensively and see if that momentum will gather over into the offense. But First down efficiency. Both teams try to run the ball effectively. So, throwing it on first down, running it on first down, you have to mix it up, of course. But first down efficiency, I think, is going to be key to the team that wins. And then the defensive success will lend to the confidence, and then the process will start taking over. So this is what both coaches are basically looking for.
Well said, well done, partner. Again, just under 8 minutes away here from the start of this one as we get set for pregame festivities and the singing of our national anthem tonight by the North Forsyth Chorus and the Marine Corps Junior Service with the color guard there, as well as the folks stand and remove their caps. We'll go ahead and pipe in and give you some PA here as we include the national anthem as part of our Hasty and Pope pregame show.
Cadet Corporal Hunter Orth. The left rifleman is Cadet Sergeant Ryan Hennessy. Performing tonight's national anthem is the North Forsyth High School Chorus, and it will also be signed by Kaylee Palak.
And a great job on the national anthem tonight by the North Forsyth Chorus. Again, doing a great job here in front of a full home stand. The Woodstock folks continue to file in on the visiting side here tonight. And the sun has finally set behind the trees here just in time for kickoff. And we're in the shade and under the lights here at Coal Mountain tonight at Raider Valley. Looking forward to a great matchup. Again, the Hasty and Pope pregame show continues right here on 101.1 FM. WLJA. We're just a moment away from our last break as we get set for kickoff here tonight. We appreciate you guys tuning in with us. We're going to go ahead and take that final break. Again, Hasty and Pope pregame show, hastypope.com. We're back in 2 minutes. Again, you're listening to 101.1 FM WLJA.
Hasty Pope is excited to sponsor Cherokee County football. Since 1953, our lawyers have been there to help those who have been seriously injured. As a local and family-run law firm, we know there's nothing more important than family. And when you choose Hasty Pope, you become part of our family. Selected as super lawyers and as the top 100 lawyers in Georgia, we are the hometown firm you can trust. Hasty Pope, knowledge, experience, success. If you're injured in a collision or on the job, call 770-479-0366 or learn more online at hastypope.com.
Hi, I'm Drew Tutton, owner of Open Roads Complete RV. Open Roads is the fastest growing family-owned and operated RV company in the country. In just a few short years, Open Roads has opened 3 locations: Woodstock, Ackworth, and Cartersville. So visit us at openroads.us. We're the #1 Winnebago dealer in the entire Southeast, and we make American dreams come true. So remember, be American, buy American, only at Open Roads Complete RV.
Etowah Flooring Carpet One has been serving Cherokee County and surrounding areas since 1985. Etowah has been a proud supporter of all Cherokee County high schools sponsoring sports, band, and cheer groups for years. Visit them at their brand new location across from Cherokee High School at 1153 Merida Highway in Canton. Bring in your game ticket or mention here in this ad for special deal. Etowah Carpet One has a huge selection to tackle any flooring need and score big against even the most active of families. Trust your flooring needs to the locally family-owned store that has been supporting local schools since 1985. Etowah Flooring Carpet One. Go by and visit them today or on the web at EtowahCarpet1Canton.com.
I knew your name before you did. I knew your fears, your hopes. I knew my little girl could be a great athlete and accomplish so much. And I knew just where to take you when you got hurt, so you could come back stronger than ever.
For physical therapists and certified athletic trainers who only work with young athletes, there's Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine. To learn more about the children's difference, visit choa.org/sportsmed. Moms know.
And we appreciate everyone tuning in to the Hasty and Pope pregame show again as we officially wrap things up tonight with our pregame countdown to kickoff as we transition in to the first quarter of tonight's game. And we appreciate all of our sponsors being on board with us, including Northside Hospital Cherokee. They will be our scoreboard sponsor tonight. And we welcome all the folks with us and invite you to stick around and join us for the Schottkirk Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show featuring the Battle of the Bands. And, of course, later on tonight with the Open Roads Complete RV postgame show where we will name a Piedmont Healthcare player of the game. Dave Garner back alongside Larry Prather, Jonathan Hall in the booth with us tonight, and a host of others as we get set under the lights here at Raider Valley on the campus of North Forsyth. The fourth meeting overall between these two. Woodstock leads 3-0. Again, the Raiders trying to turn their fortunes tonight and trying to pick up their first win of this young series. Last year, Woodstock won it 35-3 as they had their way over in Woodstock with this program. The previous meeting before that was back in 2011. Again, these two didn't meet for several years. Woodstock won narrowly 14-8, and the first ever meeting between the two was back in 2010, a year earlier, as Woodstock edged North Forsyth 7-0. We had the keys of the game a little bit earlier there. Compliments of our very own Larry Prather, who did a great job there. And now we're inside 2 minutes. The teams meet at midfield for the coin. And it does look like Woodstock won the toss, and they will be on offense first, moving right to left as we welcome you here tonight. Woodstock will be wearing the visiting white jerseys with the burgundy pants and burgundy helmets here tonight, the dark numerals, which will make it easy for us to see those numbers here tonight, unlike some of the home uniforms that we've seen. I mean, while North Forsyth, of course, the home team tonight will be in their traditional dark purple jerseys with the light numerals, which will also make it easy to see. They've got the white breeches and the white hats here tonight. And so from a color coordination standpoint, I think we're in pretty good shape, Larry.
Yeah, I'm always interested to see. Most teams rotate around the captains. And usually it's the kid that had the better game the week before, and usually a senior, whatever. But for Woodstock, it was number 10, Brandon Amshot, a running back, strong safety. Tucker Wood, he's a senior. Tucker Wood, a senior, outside linebacker. Louis Hall, number 33, the great wide receiver that's committed to Furman. And then Hunter O'Gary, number 63, one of their tackles.
The officials for tonight's game are from the Lanier Football Officials Association out of Gainesville. Again, the referee tonight is Russ Nelson. The umpire is Barry Woodall. The linesman is Tim Barrett. The line judge is Greg Barfield. The field judge tonight, Stephen Caudell. The side judge is William Dabney. Our clock operator is Hunter Kelly. And we do have 25-second clocks here in either end zone, and they'll be patrolled by Mr. Stephen Busby. Again, the Lanier Football Officials Association, our crew here working this GHSA contest tonight. The North Forsyth Raiders are through their banner into the home side as their fans are on their feet. This place is rocking. They got a nice video board over in the west end zone. They've got a great audio system here. I mean, it sounds like you're riding down the road in your car. And the Woodstock Wolverines are not quite through their banner yet. Their cheerleaders are on the field. They're huddled around the banner and getting ready to bust through it as the clock hits zeros, and they're set to reset it with 12 minutes here in this first quarter. As we talked about, The Wolverines coming off a 34-0 loss last week. They only amassed 161 all-purpose yards in that ball game. In comparison, North Forsyth racked up 722 all-purpose yards. Again, the Woodstock offense is averaging just under 30 points a game right now and allowing a little over 32. North Forsyth averaging 34.5 points a game offensively and allowing right around 22. And we will see Woodstock on offense first. We'll see Garrett Bass, rather. We'll see Bales for North Forsyth. Garrett Bass of Woodstock, 58 of 114 on the year, 830 yards passing, 51%, 7 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. And Woodstock hoping to get off to a fast start tonight.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what, Dave, when that sun went down, the temperature dropped about 10 degrees.
You're right.
Very, very pleasant for the spectators, and I think it's going to cool off a little more than the players won't have to worry about the heat. This offensive line for the Wolverines, 2 weeks ago, they had a tremendous ball game against Kennesaw Mountain. They had like 300 yards rushing, 590 yards total. They were named the Otters Chicken Offensive Line of the Week by the Georgia High School Daily Internet Information. So this offensive line for Woodstock quite capable of taking over and controlling the football game. So right off the bat, the stress is going to be on this Wolverine offense.
Wolverines definitely needing a bounce-back game after being shut out last week. Again, they average over 217 yards through the air, and that is the North Forsyth Raiders who will boot it, and it'll be taken from the near side corner at the 5, and a big hit right around the 14-yard line there. Again, on the return, that was number 25 for Woodstock. Again, Victor Glover, the senior running back. They were trying to kick it away from Hall, who was standing around the 2, and they kicked it into the corner there. Did the kicker, number 19, Arthur Boiseau. And so it will be first down and 10 for Woodstock from the 14.
Major snafu on that return. One of the blockers just totally miffed on a cover guy, and he went full blast into the face of Glover.
So the Wolverines will break the huddle just inside their own 15. Bass out of the gun, swinging it over to a man out of the backfield. It is complete. That's Hall, who lined up to Bass's right and was able to swing it out to Hall, who was able to pick up about 5 yards on first down up to the 19.
Yeah, it was a little formation into the boundary. There's not enough people over there. When they brought Hall swinging out of the thing, there were 4 receivers over there. Didn't have enough defenders.
Bass out of the gun about 3 yards deep. Glover right behind him as the lone back. They'll fake it. Oh, busted play there. It looked like he was going to hand it to Glover, but Glover held up into a blocking position, and so Bass just had to keep it right there, and he lost a half yard.
Early game snafu, not at all what Coach Buddy was hoping for his offense. Empty, got trips to the wide, doubles into the boundary, no backs in the backfield, empty set.
Garrett Bass, a 6'2", 186-pound senior, looking to get rid of it on 3rd and 6. Rolls to the right, fires. That one nearly intercepted up at the 30. And a great job on pass coverage there by Onis Wagner, who was able to knock that ball down about 14 yards down the field there to bring up 4th down.
And very lucky it was not intercepted. This offensive line picked up the little blitz that North Forsyth was bringing and held on. And he could still be sitting back there in the pocket looking for an open receiver. Just, it was just covered at great coverage.
Back deep for North Forsyth is.
So Drew Gilbert will come on and punt for the first time tonight for the Wolverines, and he stands at his own 6-yard line. Meanwhile, Carter Mulligan, it looks like number 7 is the guy that's back deep, but this one going to go off the side of Gilbert's foot, and North Forsyth waving everyone away from it. Mulligan telling everyone to get away from that ball, and it rolls dead. It does take a little bit of a Wolverine bounce across midfield, but just to the 47. So not a bad punt after it went off the side of his foot. It did take a fortunate Woodstock roll, but still good field position for the North Forsyth Raiders, who will have the ball for their first time tonight.
No, when you accept the coin toss and take the football, you are really gambling. Woodstock has lost that gamble. North Forsyth has got pretty good field position here on their own 47. A little bit of a short field to deal with.
So Bales right out of the gun. First play, he finds a receiver. That's Cedric Touchstone, who turns the far side corner. A little swing pass there to Touchstone, who got a block down the field, turned the corner, and takes it all the way down inside the Woodstock 40 down to the 37. And just like that, the Raiders go up no huddle quickly.
Touchdown's a senior, 160 pounds. He's the 39th leading receiver in the state of Georgia. They keep stats on the top 50. He's 39th leading receiver in Georgia. We got some state-ranked football players here tonight.
Bales looking to throw it, now going to tuck it and run it. No one open, trying to scramble, gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. Looked like he had a lot more real estate in front of him there for a moment, but it closed quickly.
Yeah, the defense just too quick for him. He did not want to pull it down. They're a pass-first, run-second offense, where Woodstock is a run-first, pass-second offense. It's a little bit of different slant on this not run and shoot, but the air raid offense.
Ben Bales, 73 of 116 this year, already over 1,000 yards, 63% passer. He throws it across the middle here, but a nice open field tackle on Touchstone. Again, he found Touchstone, a little drag route across the middle, moving left to right. He was hit right, though, at the line. He may have even lost a yard there as the Raiders went underneath, 3rd and 11.
It'll be 3rd down and 11.
Good open field tackle there by the Wolverines.
To be fair to this offense, they're missing number 40, Clay Bardall. If you'll remember in the first game at Sequoia, he was their H-back, their tight end. He's a mainstay, and he has gotten hurt.
And a long pass down the field by Bales on 3rd and 11 falls incomplete. They were looking for a post pattern down around the 15. Had a man open momentarily, but good coverage by the Wolverines. And that ball just a little bit far to the right there, just beyond the outstretched fingertips. So after a short punt, the Wolverine defense holds after allowing a first down on the first play. It is 4th down, and now the Raiders are showing punt here.
Yeah, number 10, Brian Noshuk, one of their captains, broke that pass up. Excellent job in the secondary. Almost had an interception himself. Dave, it's 11 yards for first down, but even now, early in the ball game, in this field position, they may fake this thing.
Yeah, it'd be a 55-yard field goal, obviously, so they are going to just try to pin him deep here, it looks like. They do indeed punt it away. The ball's going to hit and bounce, and it's going to roll right around the goal line. They're going to try to stay at the 1, but they aren't going to mark it a touchback as that ball just broke the plane, and it will come out to the 20. So not a bad punt at all there by Moiseau, but again, it will come out to the 20. So Woodstock, of course, 3 and out. Big series, great start for the North Forsyth defense. The Wolverine defense bent, but they didn't break. And we're still scoreless here about 3 minutes into this one.
Yeah, both defensive coordinators, Coach Brian Dameron, longtime Cherokee High head coach, is the North-South defense coordinator. Got it. Both defense coordinators pleased with what they're getting out of their defenses.
So Bass with one back, that's Glover. Twins left and right, going to fire a quick strike. He's got Frith. Again, Noah Frith, the 6'4 senior, with his first grab tonight, but it's a short one. 5 yards or so on the play there out in the far flat will bring up 2nd and 5.
Frith, a senior, 6'4", 175. He committed this week to Liberty. So really outstanding football, played great program going to Liberty in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah, we saw Frith come up with a couple of big grabs there. The first time we had Woodstock on this year against Sequoia, a couple of touchdown grabs here. This time they keep it on the ground to Hall, who races around the outside there, but going to be stopped for a gain of 2.
It was a Wildcat formation. They were mulling around and moving around, and Bass moved over like he was talking to one of the receivers, and boom, they snapped the ball to Hall. Pretty good ingenuity. 3rd and 3.
Raiders not fooled, though, again on the play here. So another big 3rd down. Woodstock from their own 26. Bass out of the gun. Looking, firing, quick slant. He's got Hall right at the 30. They drive him back all the way to the 25, but forward progress is going to be right at the 30, and that's exactly where they needed to go for the first down.
The official had his foot on the line, and then he moved it across the line, and let's see. They gave him first down, Dave.
Yep. Well, the ball started on the 20, so all the nose of the ball had to do was touch the 30. Hall got just enough depth in that route to make the grab for a first down. So a fresh set of downs, and the first Woodstock first down of the night. Here's Glover on the ground, straight ahead, maybe a yard forward momentum. They'll give him the 31.5 before he's driven into the backfield. It'll bring up 2nd down and a long 8.5.
Glover transferred to Woodstock this summer. Glover, 5'7", 173-pound senior, leading rusher with 156 yards and 3 touchdowns for the Wolverines.
We'll call it 2nd and 9 after a gain of 1. 7:12 left, opening quarter. No score on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. They're going to swing this one out to Glover over on the far sideline. Breaks a tackle, gets up to the 35, and a gain of about 4 yards on 2nd down. Will bring up 3rd and 5. They need the 40 for a first down.
Moving the ball around. Just keep, right, left, middle, outside. Trying to, they want both. An offense coordinator wants to have a balanced offense. That doesn't mean run it once, pass it once. It doesn't have to mean that. It just means that you get first downs running or throwing.
So 3rd down and 5 right here again. Woodstock moving right to left on their second offensive possession. And Bass out of the gun, looking, has plenty of time, fires man wide open in midfield. He just couldn't glove it. That's one of those right there that Garrett Bass wishes he could have back. He probably wanted a little bit more touch on that ball. Very catchable, though, over on the far sideline over there. I believe that might have been, I'm not sure if that was Landon Dixon or not. But, again, there was a little miscommunication there in the Raiders secondary. But fortunately for them, it didn't come back to haunt them because, boy, that was all kinds of running room there.
Yeah, they had a runoff. They ran the wide receiver deep, and the inside receiver went out and up and left him in a little cavity there. He was wide open.
So a punt right here by Gilbert, his second of the night. They're trying to keep it away from the return man again, Mulligan, as we talked about. And once again, Mulligan trying to get everyone away from it as that ball bounces near side and just inside the 20. So a pretty good punt right there by Gilbert and the Wolverines, who, if nothing else here in this opening quarter, have at least flipped the field position.
Yes, it's a little unorthodox to have a left-footed rugby-style punter, but he hits it and he kicks it away from the safety. Did an excellent job that time of getting it into the numbers, and then it took a real favorable bounce, and now we're on the 18-yard line.
Trips to the far side for the Raiders, who work left to right. They're going to keep it on the ground, though. Big running room right there, and a nice hole. Again, Bryson Trigg, the workhorse in this North Forsyth offense, was the single back, and they ran a little draw play to him right there. Got all the way up across the 30 to the 32, and that is a Raider first down.
4 touchdowns, 357 yards, 6 yards average, 6.6 yards per carry for Trigg. He's he's having a banner year as running back.
And 4 touchdowns to boot as well. They'll keep it on the ground too. Trigg right side picks up a couple more up to the 35 there. We saw, again, this Raider team, as we talked about the very opening week, Larry, against Sequoia. And we saw some good things out of Trigg. I think he got a little bit banged up in that ball game there. We also saw, of course, Perez, who we'll probably see here tonight as well. And so, again, they do have a pretty good ground game here, as we talked about, coming into this game tonight.
Yeah, pro set, no tight ends.
Man in motion going right to left. That's Slayton. They're going to flip the ball to him. Little end-around play right there, going right to left across the formation to the far side. And on 2nd down and 6, he picks up about 3 or 4 more. So they'll bring up 3rd down and short right here. Ball just shy of their own 40 for the North Forsyth Raiders, who will try to convert here on 3rd. They'll back them up, call it 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Slayton is a freshman, 170 pounder, but he's got a step of speed. They had a little variation off the old wing T jet. He almost broke it.
So a big 3rd down play right here. Wolverines trying to get off the field. Again, as we talked about, defensively, they've allowed 32.5 points a game on the season. But they've also scored a slew of points as well. Quick slant, man wide open in the middle of the field. Breaks a tackle. That's Tristan Howard, who's got some running room, and he takes it into Wolverine territory all the way down to the 41. And, Larry, one thing you preach is yards after catch yak, and that time Howard showed off.
Yeah, 13 catches for 225 yards, 17-yard average with 4 touchdowns himself. He's a 150-pound senior, and you saw the savvy of that senior.
Bales going to the ground here. They're going to call that one incomplete, though. They were trying to set up a little bubble screen there to Touchstone, who had a couple of other receivers to that side, but he threw it a little bit low and it one hop.
Yeah, and the spread offense, one of their main plays is just get rid of the football quick, just throw it out to the wide receiver, let the other wide receivers block for you, and then let their athletic ability take over. And the ball was just a little bit too low for Touchstone. He had to go to the ground and incomplete.
2nd and 10. They'll come back the other way. Oh, dangerous pass in the middle. It's caught by Charlie Aiken, but he said immediately just a yard beyond the line of scrimmage at the Woodstock 40. So it will be 3rd down and 9. Once again, Larry, North Forsyth Woodstock territory, but faced with another 3rd and long.
And, but they're clicking. Their offense is clicking. They're getting pretty good pass protection. Bales is doing a good job of moving around in the pocket. And, you're in 4-down territory if Coach chooses to.
Once again, looking long. One-on-one, got a man there, but that time the receiver, that was touchdown, broke in, and the pass went closer to the far sideline there. So that ball falls incomplete. Once again, it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, they're on the 41-yard line. The book says punt, but I don't buy it. Just any time the kicking game in a non-region football game, you need to show a fake punt, a fake field goal, a fake PAT, and put the other teams on alert. Makes them work on it more during the week.
So the punt right here is away. Hall fair catch signal at the 10-yard line. Again, the punt there by 43 Robert Faulkner, who gets it away, and it's a good high kick that Hall has no choice but to fair catch with a sea of purple around him. And so once again, Woodstock will start another drive inside their own 10.
Yeah, this it's a battle of field position, and what normally happens here is a turnover. So both coaches are holding their breath for that next turnover, and get the ball in good short field and good field position. So spread offense, got doubles both ways.
So Garrett Bass back to work here. 3:37 to play in the opening quarter. No score on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. Again, Woodstock and North Forsyth Wolverines now with the ball. We'll keep it on the ground this time over the right side. They'll pick up about 4, maybe close to 5 yards there on 1st down. Again, Larry, Woodstock really trying to establish the ground game after last week, only mustering 23 yards on the ground.
Yeah, it's tantamount. I mean, you watch NFL, that tells you what you have to do. If you could get a Tom Brady, that'd be excellent. But running the football, the team that runs football the best is usually the winning program.
Great open field tackle. They swung it over to Hall. A little swung him out of the backfield right there. Bass hooked up with him quickly. He was able to break one tackle, but not the tackle of Jonathan Fleming, who was able to come up and support there. And that's a loss of about 5 or 6 yards there on 2nd down. So 2nd and 5, Larry, becomes 3rd and 11, and all of a sudden the Wolverines will be snapping this ball from at their own 9.
And you're seeing the Woodstock offense. It's a horizontal offense. It's short passes right and left and across the middle, short. Not a lot of vertical passes. And when you go horizontal, one snafu and you're getting a sack or thrown for a loss.
Play clock down to 5. They get the snap off here. Bass looking long, fires it down the field. He's got a man up at the 40, and it's complete. Complete to number 12, Drew Sheehan, the junior tight end / wide receiver combo. The 6'3", 220-pounder was open, 30 yards downfield. A little flag route right there, and Bass put it right on the money. And so just like that, one play on 3rd and 11, the Wolverines flip the field.
And when you go horizontal enough, all of a sudden the vertical is open, and Sheehan, 6'3", used every bit of it to get up, climb the ladder to catch that pass. Excellent concentration to catch the ball.
Bass twins left and right, going to take another shot down the field. He's got Frith at the 5 and overshoots him. The coverage there by Perry, but again, that pass just a little bit too tall out of the hand there of Garrett Bass. They were taking that deep shot down the field, Larry, to Noah Frith.
And had a step on it, and Bale sort of went to the flag part to the right. It faded to the right on him instead of going right down the middle to the post of the goal post so he could run under the ball. Double formation again.
Ryan Martin, the lone back, flanked to Bass's left. Twins again left and right. And a quick pass right here. And they aren't going to hook up with Ludwig Semillian. But a short gain, though, well played by the Raider defense, who strings that play out there. And so the ball going to be spotted right around the 41 of North Forsyth. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Woodstock Wolverines as we go inside 2 minutes of the opening quarter. Still no score.
Yeah, number 4, Ludwig Semillian, a senior, 180 pounds. You got to love that name. He needs to be writing composing an opera. Ludwig Semillian.
So this time, empty backfield. They're going to move Martin over into the slot to the left side. So that'll be 5 wide here. Twins to the near side, trips to the far side. 3rd down and 7. Raiders showing blitz. Now they back off. They're going to throw a short one in and out of the hands there. That pass a little bit too tall. They were trying to get it over to Austin Fuller, but it falls incomplete. Lucky that ball wasn't intercepted. And it will be 4th down and 7, and so now it's the Wolverines who show punt from the North Forsyth 41.
Yeah, and here again, it's 4-down territory, but, both coaches playing fairly conservative, and they're running their spread formation out of this punt thing. And here again, our punter is left-footed, and he turns sideways and kicks it rugby style to kick it away from the free safety down there.
Drew Gilbert handles all the kicking duties for Woodstock. Once again, Mulligan going to let it bounce. It's a short punt, but it takes a nice little Wolverine bounce and nearly reaches the 5.
Goodness.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, the kicks have not been that long, Larry, but he's gotten some good bounces.
He got an excellent bounce there. It hit at about the 20 and bounced straight to the sideline, and then it went up the sideline to the 5-yard line.
So Mulligan unable to return that one again. He's had a couple of chances here, but the short punts. And so now North Forsyth will take back over from their own 5-yard line here with 1:34 to go in the opening quarter. No score on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. Dave Garner alongside Larry Prather, Jonathan, all working on the numbers here for this first quarter.
The hit chart, I keep a chart of where the series begins, and it's inside the 20 for both teams. Early, the first series, North Forsyth had it at their own 47. Since then, it's been pinned up inside their 20.
Going to keep it on the ground right here. Trigg straight ahead for maybe 5 yards up close to the 10 as the clock rolls inside a minute and a half for the opening quarter. Still no scores we talked about. And North Forsyth again spreading them out right here, trying to establish that ground game here a little bit early.
Yeah. On the roster, 75 players dressed out for North Forsyth. They got 20 seniors, 25 juniors, 28 sophomores. And for Woodstock, 26 seniors, 23 juniors, 15 sophomores, 70 on their team.
And a big run there by Trigg, who once again this time tries the left side, and that ball goes all the way up to the 20. So a good run right there by the Raiders, who again go back to the ground and pick up a first down.
Yeah, they got it's called an inside zone play. The big guys in the offensive line double team the big guys on the defense. Right now, they're really worried about number 57, Latrell Bankston, the all-state nose guard, and they're doubling him, and then they're finding a little gap on either side.
Little touch pass right here, one-on-one, and what a grab up at the 40. Good coverage by the Wolverines, but an even better grab right there. And it looked like
Y'all Perry, number 8.
Yeah, Perry.
Y'all Perry. They were real high on Y'all. Senior, 107 pound. He's their Iron Man, plays offense and defense for them. Lined up at tight end now.
Well, that was just a nice pass there by Ben Bales, who put a little touch on that ball, just a little two-step drop, hung it up there, and was able to get a step on the DB there for a big gain. So first down and 10. Clock inside 20 minutes here in the opening quarter. Fake the handoff, going to fire deep. They got a man wide open at the 40. Wide open. That's Tristan Howard, who will race to the end zone. And a touchdown for the North Forsyth Raiders with just 4 seconds left here in this opening quarter. Good for 60 yards. And Larry, that looked like a busted coverage right there. There wasn't a Wolverine within 10 yards of that play.
Well, they sneaked Yao into the ball game. He caught a pass. They lined him up at tight end and ran him on a post down the middle, and Tristan Howard lined up behind him, sort of a wing formation, and he came out of the backfield and went down the hash wide open. Like I said, it was a truly a busted cover, and then the officials are holding up on the PAT. We've got an offsides against Woodstock. That drive started at the 5-yard line. It took 4 plays and a 95-yard drive, 5 plays, a minute 33 off the clock. It was a 60-yard touchdown pass.
And we'll try to point after again.
A beautiful pass right there. Again, Howard just all he had to do was catch that ball. He turned around, had 40 yards and nothing but turf in front of it as Boiso does add the PAT. So with just 4.8 seconds left here in the opening quarter, it's the North Forsyth Raiders, the home team, that draws first blood here tonight as they dent the scoreboard 7-0 now on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. We'll keep the action right here for you, with just 4 seconds left here in this opening quarter. And Larry, both teams with the ball a few times now. They're able to move it up and down the field, but up until that big 60-yard pass play, no one was able to dent the end zone there.
Yeah, all the action has been taking place inside both teams' 20-yard line. It's just a matter of turnovers, but the punters have been very instrumental in the ball game. And then North Forsyth has changed their formation almost every play. And that time they caught them they were lined up in a trips formation, but it looked like a doubles formation. And when Yao went down the middle of the football field, Tristan Howard was able to swing out, go down the hash, wide open. So a little bit of a trickeration, but it's more that Woodstock bit on the wrong receiver.
Starting with a 5K at 9 a.m.
A little seam route, a little seam pass right there from Ben Bales, who has the game's first touchdown along with Howard, who is on the receiving end of that 16-yarder. So now North Forsyth will boot it away, the left foot into it, my boyzo, and it will be returned. Hall from his own 5-yard line breaks a tackle, stays on his feet, gets up across the 20, and finally taken down up at the 24, and that will do it for the first quarter. At the end of one, it's North Forsyth 7, Woodstock nothing on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. We'll take a 60-second timeout and be right back. You're listening to the Cherokee County Game of the Week on 101.1 FM WLJA.
Hi, I'm Drew Tutton, owner of Open Roads Complete RV. Open Roads is the fastest growing family-owned and operated RV company in the country. In just a few short years, Open Roads has opened 3 locations: Woodstock, Ackworth, and Cartersville. So visit us at openroads.us. We're the #1 Winnebago dealer in the entire Southeast, and we make American dreams come true. So remember, be American, buy American. Only at Open Roads Complete RV.
Northside is proud to bring its new hospital to the Cherokee County area. Northside built it for you and your family with the latest innovations in healthcare, including a women's center, cancer care, heart and vascular services, advanced primary stroke center, and emergency services. Our sports medicine program delivers advanced care for athletes right in your community. The new Northside Hospital Cherokee gives you easy access to superior care. For more information about Georgia's newest hospital, visit northside.com.
You're on WLJA FM 101.1 and WLJA HD1LJ. And now back to our game of the week, Woodstock at North Forsyth.
On first down, and we're able to pick up a few yards as we welcome you back here again. Play into the second quarter. Dave Garner alongside Larry Prather and Jonathan Hall on the numbers here tonight as well, along with the rest of our crew. We appreciate you guys being with us. North Forsyth leads at 7-0 over Woodstock after a 60-yard touchdown pass and catch from Ben Bales to Tristan Howard. And now the Wolverines are moving left to right here to start this second quarter, trailing by 7. Chavarri on that last tackle there. It looked like they were trying to get Hall over to the far side there. So 3rd down and 7 after a short gain. And now the Wolverines are showing trips to the near side, a receiver to the far side there. Woodstock trying to get the play in.
Garrett Bass at the end of that play was carrying out his fake, and one of the blockers fell and swung around and kicked him on his throwing hand, and he's in pain. And I don't know that he can take a snap. He's holding his left hand. It's his left hand, not his throwing hand. But he got kicked, and they're having to use a timeout to figure out what's going on. Stats coming out of the first quarter: 5 first downs for North, 2 for Woodstock. 36 rushing yards for North, 7 for Woodstock. For North is 6 out of 9 passing, 7 of 11 for Woodstock. North Forsyth has 118 yards passing, a total 154. Woodstock 62 yards passing, 69 total. Punting, 3 punts for 39-yard average for Woodstock, 2 for 33 for Forsyth. No turnovers, no penalties, 3rd down conversions. Woodstock is 2 of 5. North is 1 of 3. No 4th down conversions. Time of possession, 6 minutes for Woodstock, 5:52 for North. Stats are really, amazingly close. It's just that, that 160-yard pass for a touchdown, and then, we're almost in a dead heat.
So after the timeout here, Garrett Bass brings his offense up to the field, trips to the near side. They're going to bring a man in motion, going to swing it out to that man, and that is Ryan Martin out of the backfield, but he is hit just beyond the 30. They needed 7, and they only got about 5. A great open field tackle right there by number 8, Yaw Perry, who came up and made the hit, and will be 4th down and a yard.
Wow. Yeah, you have to know the situation. He could have put a shoulder down and ran into the boundary and dove and got that extra yards, but he tried to run over Yao, and Yao is their Iron Man for North. And they were debating on whether to go for it, waiting to see what the spot was, but it's fourth and a long one.
You know, you look at this matchup coming in, Larry, you see, Sequoia obviously and North Forsyth, playing that first week, and Sequoia, of course, able to win that game, and then you see how Woodstock, of course, handled Sequoia. On paper, you would think that, the Wolverines coming in certainly had the edge, but that's why they don't play the games on paper. North Forsyth looking good here early.
Yeah, and Dr. Maxwell on the Georgia High School Daily had the prediction of Woodstock by 5.
Gilbert punts it away right here. Mulligan this time will have a chance in return. Dodges one man at his own 32. Breaks the tackle. Stays on his feet. Still going. Breaks another tackle up to the 45, and it'll be corralled at the 46. And a nice little return there of about 11 or 12 yards. But, boy, that was a beauty by number 7, Carter Mulligan.
Yeah, Carter, a junior, 5'10", 180. Excellent baseball player. A lot of the SEC schools looking at him in baseball, and with a 30 ACT score, 36 being perfect. And as a junior, a 30 ACT score, he may be bypassing SEC baseball to go to Ivy League.
We're talking about this big offensive line, big number 78, Jeremy Jones over there at right tackle, big number 75, Daniel Espinoza over at left tackle, the bookends. And these guys have given Ben Bales time to throw the ball here in the opening quarter, as has the Woodstock offensive line as well. Let's watch Big Langston, the nose tackle right here, trying to get to Bales, but he's going to fire deep. He's got a man there, and that ball is just beyond the outstretched arms of the intended target down at the 20, and that was
that's number 9.
Yep.
Yeah, Nikki Damolin. Number 9 and number 8 in these tight jerseys. It's hard to differentiate a lot of times, but Nikki Damolin, 6'4", 190, sophomore. Yeah, going back, number 78, the right tackle, Jeremy James is 290 pounds, 6'5". He's already been offered by North Carolina State.
This time they're going to keep it on the ground right here. Trigg straight ahead. They faked it to one guy across the formation there. Again, that was number 27 there, Heath Slayton, but they handed it to Trigg. Right side picked up a few yards there for a manageable 3rd down at about 6 from the midfield stripe. They need the Woodstock 44 for a 1st down.
Both teams don't use a tight end very often, and when they put that tight end in, it's really causing havoc with the secondary. They're not seeing and reading it.
Pressure this time, trying to throw it again back to Damelin, but Dalmon again unable to make that grab there, but that was well covered by the Wolverines. They had 2 on him. Right in the middle of the field there, they tried to run that slant just beyond the 1st down marker, but the pass from Bales a little bit too wide there, so it will be 4th down, and now it's the Raiders of North Forsyth who line up in punt formation.
And Bales had his arm above his head as he let the pass go, and he got hit right in the ribs, and he is he's honoring that hit. I think he got the wind knocked out of him, and they're showing the punt. Returner standing on the 20.
Again, Hall, the guy, of course, who has taken a lot of accolades in Cherokee County over the last year or two, is certainly an athlete, no doubt about it.
Committed to Furman, great academic school, great football school, great location, Greenville, South Carolina.
So Faulkner will punt it. Snap a little bit high, but he pulled it down, got it off there. Hall going to let this one bounce. It hits right at the 7, and it rolls into the end zone. North Forsyth hustling down there, trying to keep it inside the 5, but it rolls into the purple end zone here on the west end zone, and it'll come out to the 20 for Woodstock. 7-0. North Forsyth leads it on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard here in period number 2. Again, Dave Garner, Larry Prather with you, along with the rest of our Cherokee County Game of the Week crew. A reminder, the Cherokee County Game of the Week can be heard every Friday night in the fall right here on North Georgia's 101.1 FM WLJA, and we are looking forward to a great night here. It's been a beautiful night. We had a little bit of sprinkles over to the west, over towards Canton and Jasper a little bit earlier this afternoon around 4:30, but I don't think it reached over here into coming into Forsyth County. It's been clear all day. So just like that, Woodstock, Garrett Bass to the air on first down, swings it over to the far sideline. He's got a man complete over there. And I believe that was Frith on the grab, and it will be a gain of about 4 yards, as I believe that might have been Hall, actually, who took it, got what he could, got about 4 yards before he ran out of bounds up around the 25.
Yeah, good pickup on first down. We talked about in pregame that first down success is going to be a big determiner of how they're successful throughout the night.
Hall back to the near side this time. Quick hitter there. Avoids one tackle, got a block from Frith, but then a couple of other Raiders there. Perry converging on the tackle there along with Evan Johnson. Number 35 also in the area as well, John Allen Whitaker. We haven't talked a lot about these defenses here tonight, but this has been a pretty opportunistic Raider defense. 5 interceptions this year by 5 different players. They've also come away with 8 sacks as well on the young season.
Yeah, Coach Brian Dameron, long-time defensive coach. He worked with Coach Jimmy Hightower down at Georgia Southwestern, and then he had some internship with Irk Russell, and learned a lot about his craft.
Glover this time to left. Going to run a little draw play there, but late flag comes flying in. Some extracurricular activities there, some pushing and shoving, and number 85 Hampton Wingruber of North Forsyth involved with, looked like maybe big number, I think that was big number 68 there, Jalen Reed, and they're going to get Woodstock for this one. It's always the retaliation.
Yeah,
that gets
they never saw what was said or what was done, and then the retaliation is, you've got to understand the official is there somewhere close. He may or may not hear it, but, get the guy's number and come back later. But when you create and have a 15-yard penalty, when it was third and just a couple of yards close to a first down, now it's a dead ball foul, fourth down and a bunch. Got to punt out of their own end zone.
Wow, yeah, that's a big 15-yarder. That'll back him up. Ball going to be put down right on about the 13. So 8:08 left here in this first half, and I expect a little bit higher scoring game really between these two. But now who knows? There's still a lot of football left here. Not quite 4 minutes gone in the second quarter. The Wolverines again with a fourth down. Gilbert will punt it from inside his own 3. The Raiders setting up a return there. Mulligan over will signal a fair catch. Muffs it, ball on the ground. Picks it back up inside his own 40 at the 38. That was dangerous. He muffed it backward, though, so he was able over the shoulder to run and get it before the Wolverines were able to eat him up at the 38. So, wow.
I tell you what, I'm casting my first vote to Drew Gilbert, our player of the game. Drew hit that football, and he was standing on the goal line. And the ball right now is on the 38-yard line. So, unbelievable punt.
Yeah, the other 38. Yeah, indeed. So North Forsyth from their own 38 now right to left. Trips to the far side, Twins near side, one back. Again, that's Trigg, and Bales out of the gun. Bales will fire at far side. He's got a man complete up at the 47. Nice little grab there. Charlie Aiken had to climb the ladder as one of the Raiders loses a helmet.
And they're calling it incomplete, Dave. I think he must have
bobbled it. Yeah. It's over on the far sideline. It's kind of hard to see there. And meanwhile, looks like number 50 there, Brent Grab, will have to come out of the game for one play.
267-pound junior center. So we got a substitute center in the football game. I promise you, all the coaches for North holding their breath that this next snap is going to be successful.
Yeah, Harrison Allen will be the guy to do it. So they'll break the huddle right here. Trips to the near side again. 28, Bryson Trigg will come all the way to the near side, but they're going to go away from him, throw across the formation, and big pressure there by, guess who, big old Bankston, who won our Piedmont Player of the Week when we saw the Wolverines the only other time against Sequoia. He came shooting through there on a little stunt, and Bales had to get rid of that ball quicker than he wanted to. Receiver wasn't even out of his break yet. Again, that was Howard, so it falls incomplete, 3rd and 10.
Bankston All-State last year, 6'1", 270. If he was chasing me, I'd throw that football too.
Yeah, I think so too. No doubt about it. Man,
Third
Scary
and 10.
presence.
Audible at the line of scrimmage.
Twins left and right. Trigg the lone back. Woodstock again dropping the backers now into coverage here. 3rd and 10. Bell's looking, firing deep. But that pass way over the top of the intended target.
Pass is incomplete, intended for Dalmon.
Dalmon, again, their intended receiver there, but would have definitely needed a ladder on that one there. Good coverage by Davis, the junior corner, and it will be 4th down.
Yeah. They're picking on Amon. Looking at his height, and they list him at 5'8", and the receiver is 6'4", so it's a mismatch. Quarterback just could not get the football down.
So once again, Faulkner will boot it away from his own 38. Lewis Hall back deep at the 26, and he's going to signal the fair catch, and he's going to make the grab right at the 23. So it'll be the Wolverines' ball with 7:32 remaining here in the first half. Against 7-0, North Forsyth leads it on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. Again, it's been a great ball game. Of course, next week, our Game of the Week crew will be in Canton for the first time this year as the Etowah Eagles take on the Cherokee Warriors. Of course, Cherokee has struggled so far this year. Etowah, meanwhile, off to a pretty good start. So that'll certainly be a good home test there for the Warriors next week. We'll have that one for you with the Hasty and Pope countdown to kick off pregame show promptly at 7 p.m. 7:32, again, Woodstock back on offense, trailing by 7. Garrett Bass out of the gun. Faking the throw, now looking one-on-one. Now being pressured, had a reverse field back to his left. Shoots and fires and finds a man. That's Frith up at the 35. And a big grab right there. Check that. That was actually number 4 there, Similian, the 6'1 senior, with his second grab of the first half. Good for 12 yards and a first down. That nice improvisation right there, though, by Garrett Bass.
Faked a quick hitch pass over to Lewis Hall. They've done it about a dozen times. Then they were going to try to hit Noah Frith deep on a little stutter route. He had gone deep and was not open. So Bass bailed out, went around the other way. Like I say, he improvised.
And here's a long one. Far, deep, flat, and they're going to say it bounced. Hall at the North Forsyth 45. Looked like momentarily got his hands under that one right there as Bass let it go. And he was open one-on-one with Perry, broke out of his cut there. But the near side official said that the ball hit the turf right in front of him. That would have been a 20-yard gain, but now it's 2nd and 10.
Well, the official was right there. He was in position in front of the receiver. And, a lot of times you can question an official, but when he's standing right there and has full-blown view of it, then, that's all you can ask for.
Connor Martin in at nose tackle now for the Raiders, who are trying to keep their defensive linemen fresh here to put pressure on Bass. Snaps his hands, throws it out to Hall, makes the grab, 35-40. Watch out, he's got a seam, and Hall just so quick when he gets his hands on the football there. And they needed a big gain, and they got it all the way up to midfield. That's a big gain of about 16.
Had a great football player, much like Hall. And we were playing at Valdosta High School. First time we'd ever played against them. So excited to be there. Our great receiver, great football player, he touched the football 21 times the first half. Guess what happened the second half? He was out of gas. So you have to save some gas in the tank. Don't use up your great receiver, your great football player all in the first half.
Garrett Bass this time drops back, fires Similian in the flat over on the far side, gain of 5. Into North Forsyth territory at the 45, so 2nd down and 5 from that spot. As we roll inside, 6.5 minutes here in this first half. Again, North Forsyth leading by 7. This time, breaking the huddle, they're going to take a shot down the field. Noah Frith is there at the 10, makes the grab, outraces the defender to the end zone, touchdown. And just like that, the Wolverines are on the board for the first time tonight. A 45-yard pass and catch from Garrett Bass to Noah Frith. And you just had that feeling, Lear, that it was a matter of time before they got a big one over the top there to their big man.
Well, talking about people getting tired, the cornerback was just dead on his feet. He could not run with Frith. He was just so tired because he's been running deep all night. 5 plays. 5 plays. I'm looking for the yardage there. 62-yard drive. Took a minute 20 off the clock. 45-yard touchdown pass.
And the PAT by Drew Gilbert is good, so it's 7-7 now on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be right back. You're listening to the Cherokee County Game of the Week on North Georgia's 101.1 FM, WLJA.
In sports, the goal is to be the best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We work to make every quote, claim, or call a highlight. That's why customers consistently give Alpha high marks for service. Call Alpha and let us help you save on home, auto, and life insurance. In Cherokee County, call me, Jennifer Anglin, at 770-345-3993 or stop by our office in South Canton near the Dairy Queen.
No, 23.
And back here at North Forsyth High School against 6:12 to play. In the second quarter against 7-7 our scores. We welcome you back to action here on a beautiful Friday night under the lights in Cumming, Georgia tonight. Again, our lone appearance across county lines, or I guess I should say outside of Cherokee County lines this year. But North Forsyth have been great hosts. Our second time seeing the Raiders this year. We've already seen the Raiders 2 more times than we've seen couple of our own schools, of course, one being River Ridge, but we will see the Knights a little bit later on, a couple times this year. And I think we've still got at least one more game with pretty much all of our local area schools as Gilbert kicks it off. Near side, though, trying to kick it away from the return man, though, and it will bounce out of bounds at around the 10-yard line. So North Forsyth will have pretty good field position here with 6:12 left in the half. And they still have a couple of timeouts.
Yeah, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Going back to that last possession, it started at the 23-yard line, so it was 5 plays, 77 yards. So these teams that run the Hal Mummy, Mike Leach, Tony Franklin system, they're in a 2-minute offense all the time. And kids love it. You know, you're just out in the backyard playing throw and catch kind of stuff. And, you know, you got to enter into you start putting on pads and start hitting you in the mouth. You know, you got to have a little running game. But it's just backyard football. Get out there and throw and a little bit of motion and crossing routes and picking people off. And, you know, it's just athlete versus athlete. It's a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to play in it.
Well, Larry, they're gonna instead of taking the penalty here in the field position, they're gonna accept the penalty, I guess, if you will, make Woodstock kick it over again. They want the field position even better, so Drew Gilbert's going to boot it away again, and the return guys will just move up a little bit here. Again, that's 27. Heath Slayton back deep. The ball will come down to him at the 10-yard line. He races up to the 20, 25, gets a head full of steam up across the 30, and he will reach the 34-yard line. So a good return there as they pick up some extra yardage.
Well, it would have been to the 35 on a penalty, so they lost a yard.
Yep.
So it's a gamble. It's worth a gamble because after kids have run down on a kickoff, they may be tired, may hit a seam, but basically they lost a yard on doing that. So, yeah, it's worth the gamble. In a game like this, 7-7, you got to gamble to win. And here we go, trips into the boundary. It's called a formation into the sideline, FIS, and it really puts a strain on your coverage.
And this time a pass over the middle. Oh, that one in and out of hands there. And Bales took a shot on the play as well. I believe that was Bankston who was able to get a hand on him. Had to get rid of that ball a little bit quick there. The pass a little bit high.
It was high and it was hot and it bounced. That is interception territory when you're throwing across the middle, that hot and that high.
Of course, North Forsyth used to have the black helmets and black jerseys a long time ago, and all these schools have kind of seemed to change up their colors just a little bit over the years, home jerseys and so forth. They're bringing out the purple now. And here's a near side completion over to Damlin again up across the 40. And right at the first down marker, they're going to give them the 45. So that's a gain of 11 and a first down for the Raiders.
Both offenses are showing signs of life. You know, they just click, and then the misfire. Click, misfire. And both coaches are wanting that consistency. They want momentum to take them into their bye week.
Michael Kalina, defensive end over here on the near side along with Bankston. Twins left and right. They're going to keep it on the ground this time. Straight ahead, not much there, though, at all. And speaking of, it was Bankston and Drew Ramsey leading the charge there defensively for the Wolverines for no gain, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and you know, talking to Coach Croft this week, he said, listen, running the football against this defense is going to be a chore, but we've got to try. We want to have success running the football, but they are excellent against the run. They are solid down the middle, and I think we've got an offside. Yeah, I think one of the defensive linemen put his hand down across the football.
Yep, neutral zone infraction right there. Free 5. Chase Johnson in the game for North Forsyth at H-back.
Against the Wolverines.
And so after the no gain there on the last play, the Wolverines surrender a free 5 on the encroachment, and so now North Forsyth will operate 2nd and 5 from the 50. 5:16 and counting here. Slayton in formation, but they're going to keep it on the ground right here straight ahead to Trigg, who picks up maybe a yard or so, but that's about it. It'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, number 33, Chase Johnson, the senior, 200-pound senior, put him in at the H-back. That's called a sniffer H-back, and he can block, he can isolate, he can trap, he can lead a sweep around the other end, and he becomes the pulling guard for the offense. So it's a really wicked kind of a formation with a sniffer up there at behind the guard.
Trigg, right side, head of steam, turns the corner, tripped up. Good open field tackle right there by, looked like Bales. That was, I think, Tucker Wood maybe, I think is who they're calling there. Wood may be wearing a 15 defensive jersey here tonight. I'm not sure, but it is going to be 4th down and 1, but North Forsyth, they're going to break the huddle and go for it right here, it looks like.
Maybe a hard count. Got to sit still.
Trying to catch the Wolverines off guard here. Now we'll look over at the sideline, and it looks like the Wolverines will call a defensive timeout. So North Forsyth still has all 3 timeouts, but the Wolverines now just have 1 timeout with 4:08 to play here in this first half in a 7-7 game.
That was worth a gamble to draw a timeout. And then going back to Chase Johnson, the real fine senior there as the H-back, 1450 on the SAT.
Wow.
Ivy League.
Smart, too.
Ivy League scores. I know his parents are sitting right here about 3 rows in front of us. Proud parents.
Well, there's not a lot of us that are smart and athletic, and
I missed on both.
Me too, partner.
Well, Dave, who does Barry play tomorrow? I'm sorry.
Vikings have center. That could be for the conference champion. I know it's early in the season, but again, the Vikings will be at home tomorrow with center out of Danville, Kentucky. And, of course, last year that game was basically for the conference championship, so that'll be a fun one.
Oh, wow.
Yep. What about the Reinhardt Eagles? Were off last week.
We had a hurricane problem. Could get Weber University up there, so we had a bye week. And so this week we're playing Bethel University out of Bethel. It's McKenzie, Tennessee. So they're not in our conference. We haven't got into conference play until next week. But it'll be a good ball game. It's a real fine program in McKenzie, Tennessee.
So here we go after the timeout. 4th down and 1. Raiders will go for it. They keep it on the ground to Trigg, but he is stacked up right at the line, and he won't get there. What a job by that Woodstock defense. And Larry, I was just about to brag on those guys. I know they've given up a lot of points this year, but they've got some great efforts from Barnolero, the leading tackler, 47 this year. Tucker Wood, the second leading tackler with 35. Kilgore has 3 sacks this year. Smith and Wood each have a pick. We've talked about Bankston and the difference he's made up front as well. And that time those guys got it done, and they turned the ball over at the 47.
Coach Croft said this team is hard to run on. And then when you're in the shotgun formation and the back is standing 5 yards deep with you, you got a long way to go to gain a yard. Did not pay off.
So a big defensive stop by the Wolverines, and now they go to work offensively, and there's a big run over on the far sideline. A gain of about 15 yards there, and it looked like Ryan Martin was the ball carrier, a little speed sweep to the far sideline. Martin was able to turn the corner, and he reached the North Forsyth 41.
195-pound junior, about 5'10". He's a load. He gets downhill and runs low and hard, and here we go. Same play with Victor Glover.
Yeah, they got a lot of depth at running back, does this Woodstock team. When you talk about, you got Martin, Glover, you got Gray, all those guys over 100 yards rushing this year out of this offense.
And, you've got to spread it around. We talk about Hall getting tired. You've got to go to some other kids. Let them have a little opportunity and let Hall have a little bit of a break.
Wow. Trying to swing it to Glover out of the backfield right there. Makes the grab, but he is hit immediately. And that one was well played all the way by Wagner, who came shooting through there. and that's going to be a loss of 4. So 2nd and 10 becomes 3rd and 14 right here back at the 45.
Honus Wagner, his real name's Bryson. I don't know if Mama approves of him being called Honus. 6 foot, 109-pound senior. He was the leading tackler last year, all-county selection, 2 years now.
Pass looking down the field long, and that one's going to be well short. It was underthrown. He threw off his back foot under a little bit of Raider pressure there, but great coverage down the field again by Wagner and also by 33 Chase Johnson. And so it is 4th down at 14, and Woodstock on the North Forsyth side of midfield will punt it away once again here with 2:49 to play in the half.
And here again with 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Both teams are in a 2-minute offense, so it really is insignificant. But watch for a fake.
Gilbert will punt it from his own 42. Back deep again, Carter Mulligan, who had a return his last time. But for the most part, they've kicked it away from him. Let's see if Gilbert can make this one die inside the 20. Mulligan under it. Going to call for a fair catch at the 11. Makes the grab right there. And that's where North Forsyth will set up shop. Well, the Raiders have all 3 timeouts here with 2:42 to play in the half. 7-7 your score on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. But a good first half here between North Forsyth and Woodstock.
Well, it was a 5-point pick by the computer. And that's about what we're getting. 7-7 stats are, I'm looking over Jonathan Hall's shoulder, and he's using up a bunch of numbers.
He's working tonight, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm glad we got the fan on in here, man. We got to keep the air
But
cool.
It's just, it's going to be that type of a football game. It's not going to be a blowout.
So the Raiders will go back to work, again moving right to left. They got to go 89 yards to the end zone right here with all 3 timeouts to work with. Still plenty of clock. Going to come right out of the huddle here and throw the football. Oh, breaks the tackle over on the far sideline. Does Charlie Aiken. Again, they had trips to the near side, but Bales threw back the other way where they had Aiken one-on-one with the DB, and he broke the tackle and picked up an extra 10 yards up to the 25.
And that's the defense coordinator's nightmare. You're isolated one-on-one, and you work on tackling, but it just takes one slip, and boom, that wide receiver's down the field for a big first down or more. Stack formation from both wide receivers.
Little pump fake right there. He double pumped it. His initial target I don't think was open, so he looked to go to the deeper of the stacked men in the far flat, but overthrew it out of bounds. There is well covered by the Wolverine secondary.
Yeah, first play, throw a little hitch out there, get a big first down, about 13, 14 yards, and they'll come back on the next first down, incomplete. So, inconsistency. That's what Coach Robert Croft, that's what Coach Buddy with Woodstock's talking about. We got to get consistent. Just make it work.
Out of the gun, they'll keep it on the ground this time. Trigg left side, trying to find a little bit of a hole. They're still on his feet, but driven backward. Short gain, though. This Woodstock run defense has been pretty solid here in the first half so far.
Trigg on the carry.
Yeah. This offensive line, Daniel Espinosa, left tackle, 6'2", 216, one of their better blockers. Elijah Bird at left guard, 220. Brent Grab at center. Ryan Foss, 250, a junior. And then we talk about J.J. James, a right tackle. That was a stretch play. The offensive line is just like elephants on parade. They just started running around left end, and the running back just runs and looks and picks a gap and then hits it. It's called a stretch play. They try to stretch the field, let the running back run to any zone that he wants to. He just picks a hole.
So 3rd down and 8 right here after a short gain. Again, touchstone wide to the near side all by himself. This time they bring in 2 tights with a single back. 1 receiver to the left and right side of the formation. Woodstock lining up at a 5-2 look. And they're going to bring a little bit of pressure right here, trying to make Bales get rid of the ball. Flush from the pocket. Far side fires deep down the sideline. And it's broken up and out of bounds there. They were looking to go back to Damlin, but again, it was well covered by the Wolverines, and once again, the North Forsyth Raiders will punt it from inside their own 25.
All right, let me tell you another reason. A lot of coaches don't like the spread offense, the run and shoot, the passing offense is, if you're not clicking, the other team has the football in decent field position with 1:36 to play. So, you're trying to run your 2-minute offense, you're trying to get things going, but a couple incomplete passes, the clock stops, and you're in trouble.
High snap, but once again, Robert Faulkner gets it down, gets it away. Hall will step away from it. and it will bounce at the 40, just inside the 40, and it'll roll down to about the 32. And the Raiders will finally down it right there. So 1:22 left here in the first half. Still a tie ball game on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. 1:22 to play. Woodstock 7, North Forsyth 7. Again, we're joining you from Raider Valley tonight on the campus of North Forsyth High School. Cole Mountain here in North Cumming, Georgia. Again, a lot of stomping grounds. I spent some time over here years ago, back in the late 90s, right out of college, and worked for the old Prestige cable, Channel 4, called a few games in this press box before moving over to Cherokee and eventually joining up with you. We've been together quite a while, a couple of different stops. Glad to be reunited with you right here on the Cherokee County Game of the Week.
Yeah, my wife's been asking that, well, you're getting a little too old for this kids' game. And Dave, she's going to start checking up, make sure I'm over here on Friday nights. But great catch.
Oh, big play over the middle. They got Hall. He's still on his feet. He races into North Forsyth territory and will reach the 32 before he's finally brought down by Mulligan in the backfield there. And it also looked like Wagner who chased him down. But, boy, a big one there. And Lewis Hall got open across the middle. It was a little slant pass there. We've seen Julio Jones run that route a time or two. Yeah. And plenty of yards after the catch on that one, Larry.
Zoner, man, that play works. And Lewis Hall got around 38 yards on that reception, and all of a sudden, first down on the 31-yard line.
Well, the first play of the drive right there, the ball just inside the 30, and now they've completely flipped the field. It's over on the other 30 in one play. And just like that, the Wolverines are in business. They do only have one timeout, and that went short there. Miscommunication. It was a seam route. Hall kept running, though, but the pass from Bass fell short. He's lucky that one didn't get intercepted.
Yeah, if it had been a really good pass to where the receiver was supposed to be, and there was a defensive back that broke down right there, would have had the interception. Time of possession, Dave, the longest time of possession belongs to Woodstock, 2 minutes and 3 seconds on their first drive. The next longest time of possession for North Forsyth, 1:33. 2:11. I missed that one. 2:11. 2 minutes is the longest drive in this game so far.
So exactly 60 seconds left here in the half. Woodstock going to fire it out. Noah Frith near side flat has it. Steps out of bounds. Gain of 6 will stop the clock at 55 seconds left here in the first half in a tie ball game. And now the Wolverines again with just the one timeout, but they've got almost a minute left here on the clock and only about 24 yards to go.
Well, it's third and a long 4. And, you got some time. You got a timeout, stuff like that. And you got 4 really good receivers here. Look for them to hit a post. And if it's caught, they still got time. They still got it. And I think defensive backs are thinking they're going to go to the sideline, and they might cross them up and go down the middle.
Play clock down to 2. They got to hurry. And they get it off just in time there. Bass fires. He's got a man there. That's Similian, and he makes the grab right at the 20, which is just enough for a first down. So the clock will stop momentarily with the ball right at the 20 with 48 seconds left. And now the Wolverines trying to strike here right before the half, which would be their first lead of the night.
Doubles. Got 2 receivers wide, both ways. Motion to trips.
Receiver near side, working. Now Bass fires deep. Back of the end zone's got a man there. Touchdown. Noah Frith about 8 yards deep in the end zone. Bass was flushed from the pocket, rolled back to the near side, and on the run, he fired one about 37 yards there in the air, just inside the 30, and hit Noah Frith about 8 or 9 yards deep in the back of the end zone. And Frith was able to get open for his second touchdown reception of the night. And for the first time tonight, the Wolverines lead this ball game 13-7, pinning the PAT with just 33 seconds left in the half.
68 yards on the drive, and Jonathan is doing the time of possession right now with 33 seconds. And there's still 3 timeouts. North Forsyth can make a lot of things happen with their return game on the kickoff returns. It can still a lot of time on the clock.
Gilbert's PAT good, so the Wolverines lead at 14-7 now on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. We'll keep the action right here for you. Want to remind folks to join us at halftime for the Schott Kirk Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show. Again, looking forward to it. We'll have some band audio for you, and we'll have some first half numbers and highlights, compliments of our very own Jonathan Hall, who, of course, has been a busy man here tonight, keeping up with all these punts in the first half. And, Larry, that's a telling statistic when neither team has had a drive last longer than 2.5 minutes in this first half.
Well, a completed pass for 38. Yeah, I mean, it's hot. And then the punts for 30. I mean, it's a complicated process. He's got his son Adam down here doing the ciphering. But that last drive, 5 plays, 20-yard touchdown pass. It was 5 plays, 68 yards. 49 seconds in time of possession. So it's just going to be one of those type of football games. This is vintage
Back deep for North is number 20.
air raid football.
And number 28,
Sports Illustrated had an article came out today about Mike Leach and the air raid offense. One of his assistant coaches was named Tony Franklin, and he wrote the book and gets credit for the air raid. But Mike Leach was an assistant coach with Hal Mummy at Valdosta State. And these coaches that came out of that program that are head coaches around the nation, I've got them written down.
There's a lot of them.
We'll go into them.
Good buddy of mine, former Cherokee County boys, head coach of D2 Tiffin, who played at Valdosta State, and of course coached with those guys. There's a
Matt Moore, offensive lineman from Cherokee, is now the offensive coordinator at Troy. And then you go to Holgren, the University, West Virginia, Kingsbury
Holgerson,
at Texas Tech,
Kingsbury,
Riley,
I was thinking,
Oklahoma. Sonny Dykes was at Texas Tech a while, and then Luttrell at North Texas, and Tony Franklin, the assistant coach, with them.
Yeah.
So
Matt,
it's called a bloodline. You
Right.
get in, a guy plays for you or coaches with you, learns the system, and then they follow in your footsteps.
Matt Mummy was the head coach at LaGrange, and he's now the offensive coordinator at Nevada. So, he's another one of those as well. Of course, Matt's Hal's son as Gilbert kicks it deep right here, and the return, Trigg on that return, takes it inside his 5 and up across the 20, reaches the 25 before he's brought down there. And
number 2, Richard
that took the
Floyd.
clock down to 26.5, so a chance for maybe another play or two right here for the North Forsyth Raiders. Again, they do have all 3 timeouts, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them maybe take a deep shot here on first down just to see if they can pick something up, and that might carve out the remainder of the play calling here in the first half.
I promise you, they have practiced it. That the Hail Mary, when Jerry Glanville was coaching the Falcons, had Jeff George. They play. They ran it 2 or 3 times and were successful. It was a 60-yard out.
Here's slight speed option around the right side there. Going to be tackled inbounds after a gain of about 6. Again, Matt Park, the Raiders offensive coordinator. And again, the clock running down to the 11-second mark right here. North Forsyth, though, maybe trying to get one more play off. They bring a guy in late here, and they are going to try to maybe get one more play off, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to do it, and they're not going to be able to. So, again, the Raiders are already headed to the locker room as the clock reaches zeros here in the first half. And we've got a good one, folks. The Cherokee County Game of the Week certainly not disappointing this week, as the Woodstock Wolverines have made the short trip over to Cumming, Georgia tonight against the North Forsyth Raiders, where it's 14-7 at the break. Woodstock with the lead on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and be right back with the start of the Schottenkirk Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show, featuring the Battle of the Bands. All that and much more ahead, including halftime highlights and numbers for you. Stay with us. The Game of the Week is right here on North Georgia's 101.1 WLJA.
This is Byron, and I'm here.
Raider fans, the North Forsyth High School boys basketball team is hosting a one-day basketball camp on October 7th at Raider Arena. Proceeds from the tournament are benefiting the Georgia 2-Day Walk, sponsored by It's the Journey in an effort to end breast cancer. Money donated to the 2-Day stays in Georgia to benefit patients and their families. Flyers are available by the Chick-fil-A camp. Help us beat cancer. Do you want to be immortalized forever? Purchase a Leave a Legacy brick that will be placed in front of Raider Arena. You can personalize your brick. Proceeds benefit the basketball and other sports programs at North Forsyth High School. You can find more information at the table on the Chick-fil-A channel. Good evening and welcome to North Forsyth's 2017 football homecoming court. We are happy you are here to celebrate this exciting occasion with us. Please join me in welcoming our 2017-2018 JROTC Sword Arch. Please join me in welcoming our court members. Freshman, Lily Bales. Lily is the daughter of Amy and Davy Bales. Lily is involved with Simple Charity and FCA. And she plays basketball here at North Forsyth. Lily also volunteers in Wonderland with preschoolers at Browns Bridge Church. She aspires to be a pediatric oncologist. Lily is escorted by her father, Davy Bales. Thank you, Lily. Next we have Emily Gunner. Emily is the daughter of Kim and Jeff Gunner. Emily enjoys spending time with her family and friends. She admires Morgan Stansel because she's smart, respectful, and a good Christian example. Her future plans are to be accepted into college and earn a degree. Emily is escorted by her father, Jeff Gunner. Thank you, Emily. Next we have Ella Hill. the daughter of Brian and J.J. Hill. Ella is involved with the North Forsyth softball program and is also a group leader at Browns Bridge Church. Her future plans are to become a missionary in Nicaragua. Ella is escorted by her father, Brian Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, Ella Hill. Next we have Abby Nolan. Abby is the daughter of Rebecca Ingalls and Percy Nolan. Abby sings in the North Forsyth Chamber Choir. In her pastime, she enjoys reading and politics. Abby is escorted by her father, Percy Nolan. Thank you, Abby. Now on to our sophomore class. We start with Victoria Burgess. Victoria is the daughter of Cooney and Michael Burgess. Victoria is the secretary for the NFHS Student Council and is part of the Georgia All-Star competitive cheer team. In her spare time, she is a pianist with the Gridiron Music Academy and plays clarinet in the wind ensemble here at North Forsyth. She plans to attend the University of Michigan to earn a degree in medicine. Victoria is escorted by her father, Michael Burgess. Ladies and gentlemen, Victoria Burgess. Next we have Cassidy Harvey. Cassidy is the daughter of Jessica Harvey and Tim Lorenz. Cassidy plays lacrosse and is a part of HOSA and Young Life. She enjoys spending time with friends and volunteering at Eagle Ranch. She admires her mother for always putting someone else's need before hers. Cassie is escorted by her father, Tim Lorenz. Thank you, Cassidy. Next we have Avery McAllister. Avery is the daughter of Bob and Sharon McAllister. Avery is involved with basketball and attends Browns Bridge Church. Her hobbies include art and music. Avery is escorted by her father, Bob McAllister. Thank you, Avery. Next we have Vakanja Obagu. Vakanja is the daughter of Victor and Vakanja Obagu. Vakanja plays varsity basketball and volunteers at Good Shepherd Church and is a part of the Interact Club. In her future, she plans to become a therapist. Vakanja is escorted by her father, Victor Obagu. Thank you, Vakanja. Next we have the junior class, and we start with Hunter Camp. Hunter is the daughter of Brandy Holcomb and Dennis Hicks. She enjoys lending a hand at the soup kitchen and the clothing drive and wants to pursue a degree in ultrasound technology. She also wants to thank her family for always supporting and loving her unconditionally. Hunter is escorted by her stepfather, Dennis Hicks. Ladies and gentlemen, Hunter Camp. Next we have Maggie Majerus. Maggie is the daughter of Pam and Randy Majerus. Maggie is a JV football and basketball cheerleader and is also a photo editor of the Carpe Diem yearbook. Maggie admires her sister Molly because of her strength and faith and is passionate about adventure. Maggie is escorted by her father, Randy Majerus. Thank you, Maggie. Next we have Megan Mayo. Megan is the daughter of Beth and Roy Mayo. Megan partakes in cross country and track. She enjoys camping, hiking, swimming, and spending time with her family. She also plans to be a cosmetologist in the future. Megan is escorted by her father, Roy Mayo. Ladies and gentlemen, Megan Mayo. Next we have Emily Ward. Emily is the daughter of Jenna and Bill Ward. Emily is a part of basketball cheer, TSA, and HOSA. She aspires to go into the medical field. Admiring her mother, Emily loves how strong she is and how she tries to be everything she can be for her. Emily is escorted by her father, Bill Ward. Thank you, Emily. Now we move on to the seniors, Joanne Ahn and Don Whitaker. Joanne is the daughter of Eunice and Jonathan Ahn. She is the senior class vice president and a Raider commander. In her pastime, she enjoys playing music, traveling, and watching The Office. She also aids simple charity to fight global poverty. She admires her father for his diligence and unique humor. Joanne is escorted by Don Whitaker. John is the son of Todd and Dee Whitaker. John enjoys playing football, hiking, and camping. He is a group leader for the middle and high school class at his church. He also plans to attend Harding University, where he will study marketing and ministry. John is escorted by Joanne. Thank you, John and Joanne. Next we have Catherine Archer and Clayton Bardall. Catherine is the daughter of Stacy and David Archer. She is a member of Young Life, Cross Country, and Yearbook. Catherine's future plans are to be a missionary around the world. She also loves reading books and eating hot wings. Catherine is escorted by Clayton Bardall. Clayton is the son of Brad and Rachel Bardall. Clayton plays baseball and football and enjoys fishing and trap shooting in his free time. After high school, Clayton wants to play college football and study civic or mechanical engineering. Clayton is escorted by Catherine Archer. Thank you, Clayton and Catherine. Next we have Isabella Caracciolo and Connor Carroll. Isabella is the daughter of Chris and Jennifer Caracciolo. She is a member of the National Honor Society and the senior class treasurer, and is lettered in softball and basketball 3 times. Bella has been accepted at Morehead State University in Kentucky to pursue a degree in medicine. Isabella is escorted by Connor Carroll. Connor is the son of Jerry and Cindy Carroll. Connor admires his father on always being in his corner no matter what the task at hand is. Also, Connor wants to pursue a degree in aeronautical science. He also leads the best student section in the country. Connor is escorted by Bella Caracciolo. Thank you, Connor and Bella. Next we have Phoebe Sweatman and Dellen Short. Phoebe is the daughter of Tammy and Scott Sweatman. Phoebe is the president of North Forsyth Thespian Troupe and is a member of the Chamber Choir. When she has time, she babysits 3 little boys as well. Phoebe admires her grandparents for their optimism. Phoebe is escorted by Dellen Short. Dellen is the son of Jim and Jill Short. Dellen takes part in theater and the choir at North Forsyth. In his free time, he sings at the Mass Choir at Coming United Methodist Church. Dellen admires his father for teaching him how to become a man. Also, he would like to thank Ryan Vanderlyn for being inspirational to him. Thank you, Dellen and Phoebe. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to take a moment to welcome back our 2016 football homecoming king and queen. First we have our king, who is Ethan Teague. And we have the homecoming queen, Gracie Hamby. Round of applause. And now it's time to announce our winners. This year's freshman princess is Ella Hill. The sophomore princess is Miss Cassidy Harvey. The junior princess, Miss Hunter Camp. Your first runner-up couple is Isabella Caracciolo and Clayton Barnall. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 North Forsyth Homecoming King and Queen are. Your Homecoming King is Mr. Connor Carroll. And your 2017 Homecoming Queen, Miss Catherine Archer. And congratulations to everyone on this year's course. This concludes our 2017 North Forsyth Football Homecoming presentation.
The turnover rate in the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, 80s, they charted it. And then in the last 20 years, turnover rate among coaches, head coaches in the state of Georgia, has just gone down significantly because their pay is better, job security is better. It's just, the whole atmosphere of high school football in Georgia has just reached a new level. And outstanding coaches are coming into the state from all over the nation, especially Florida. Got a lot of good young coaches here from the state of Florida, and they come here and say, it's just it's more emphasis, better emphasis, and the money that's been put into each program is significant.
So Woodstock won the opening toss and took the football, so they'll boot it away here left to right across your radio dial here to start this third quarter. North Forsyth with Slayton back deep, who stands at his own 5-yard line along with Perry. They basically stand on the hashes here as Drew Gilbert sets to boot it away as we get ready to get this second half underway. We thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us during the Schott Kurt Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show, and Gilbert puts his foot into it, and it'll come down just inside the 5, returnable for Perry. He takes it from left to right to the far side there. He's trying to get to the wall and got tripped up right at the 20, and he'll go down there. So North Forsyth will start the first offensive possession of the second half from their own 20, trailing 14-7.
They keep stretching that return, and if Woodstock keeps kicking deep down the middle, something's going to pop. They're just too explosive on their kickoff returns.
Well, they average about 274 yards receiving per game, about 163 on the ground as this Raider offense. Quick hitter right here, though. Read perfectly, though. They swung it out over here to look like a touchstone. A quick hitter right off the bat. Both these offenses do a lot of short passes, but
Brought down by number 10, Brandon Nushak.
10, Brandon Osnichak, I believe, the senior. Strong safety.
North has been throwing the little quick, short hitch passes out to the receiver real quick, and Woodstock gambled, brought a blitz, and brought the defensive backs up, and they just ran the receivers back into each other. No chance on that play.
Less than a minute gone here in this opening quarter, and now it's second down and 14. Raiders going to fire a quick one out to Domlin there, who kicks it up across the 25. It's going to be a flat here for Ben Bales, and that'll get some of that lost yardage back, plus some. It'll be third down and 4.
Yeah, very makeable third and 4. Number 33, Chase Johnson, they moved him back into the sniffer, the H-back position.
Twins to the right, receiver to the near side. Trigg in the backfield. They're going to hand it to him right side, trying to get to the first down marker, but he won't make it. Just a yard or so on the play. He needed the 31, but he only got to the 28. So fourth down and 3. And it looks like this Woodstock defense will go 3 and outer on the opening drive against North Forsyth. A good start for those guys.
Yeah, third and 4, deep in your own territory. You're going to run your bread and butter run play, and it gains 0 yardage. So, kudos to this Woodstock defense.
Number 24, Wes Kilgore, the senior middle linebacker, now up on the line here for this one. Oh, high snap there. Faulkner had to retreat for it, but Woodstock did not have a rush, and then he gets away at just a booming punt. And Hall will fair catch it all the way down at the 25. So, Larry, we talked about the number of punts in the first half and the job that Drew Gilbert did. What about that punt? That's a 55-yard punt right there by Robert Faulkner.
It was, and if Hall had not done the fair catch, he caught the football, and the ball was still going another 10 yards when he caught it. That was an NFL quality punt. It got up above the lights. Unbelievable. That's as good a punt as any high school kid I've ever seen.
Well, and he had to rush it, too, because, again, that snap was high. But as we said, fortunately,
it may have caused him to get all of his momentum into it.
A little extra adrenaline right there. So the Wolverines start their first offensive series. And on the ground right there, a little extra effort by Ryan Martin, who looked to be down around 5 yards, but then burst out of the pack and gets right to the first down marker. And they're going to give it to him, a gain of 10.5. Right up the middle, and Woodstock quickly goes no huddle.
First down success.
Twins left and right. Oh, ball on the ground, kicked away, and the Raiders say they have it. A little miscommunication there on the exchange between quarterback and running back. And it looked like North fell on it momentarily, but it does look like Woodstock somehow, some way got that football.
I think it was a tie, Dave. A tie goes to the offense. Both players were laying face-to-face with the football between them, so a tie goes to the offense. But first time we've seen the football on the ground. Both teams are doing an excellent job of protecting the football, but that was a close one.
Loss of one technically on the play, 2nd and 11. Single back. Again, that's Martin. They're going to throw, though, near side, and that one's complete to Frith to the near side as he runs out of bounds as soon as he makes the grab at the 44. So they'll get about 5 or 6 there on the play and set up a manageable 3rd down.
Starting the offense, Woodstock's offense, a little more confidence. They're starting to click a little bit, and first running play really got some momentum.
So 3rd down here at about 5 for Woodstock, who works from left to right. Again, Glover the lone back, Twins near side, Twins far side, and now Glover from right to left in the formation, keeps the feet chopping. But it's Bass who will fire a short pass. Frith got it right at the 1st down marker, turned upfield, picked up an extra yard or 2 just in to North Forsyth territory at the 49, and that'll be another Wolverine 1st down.
Excellent discipline, good coaching, good smart football player. He got just enough for the 1st down, and then hit that left foot in the ground and square out, big 1st down.
And on the ground this time, they run near side, does Glover, but ran out of real estate over here. Not a lot of room. Picks up maybe 2 yards on the play to about the 47, so it'll be 2nd down at about 8.
Yeah, this offense for Woodstock is starting to roll a little bit. They had a miscue on a handoff down there, almost had a fumble. Other than that, this has been a mistake-free drive.
Twins left and right to go on the ground again. Glover trying to turn the corner to the near side, maybe picks up another yard or 2, but nicely played. This North Forsyth defense really stringing the plays out there a little bit. Big number 22 there's Jean-Pierre. Got to that one quick from the safety or outside linebacker spot.
Yeah. These receivers for Woodstock are setting their feet and then trying to wall off the defender. You got to drive your feet. You got to get it set, get a base, and then block. Right now, these defensive players are running over the wide receivers of Woodstock.
Yep. A little over 3 minutes gone here in the 3rd quarter. Still 14-7. Woodstock leads it by 7 with the football. Faced at the 3rd and 7. Garrett Bass looking, firing one-on-one, has a man. Intercepted at the 30. Noah Frith appeared to be wide open at the 22, but a great job right there by Wagner, who broke on that ball. He was able to step in front of it at the last second. Athletic play right there by the Raider DB, and that's the first interception of the night, I believe.
2-time All-County Honus Wagner. If you're an old-timer like me, Honus Wagner is, if you've got that card, you're a multimillionaire. Honus Wagner, Bryson Wagner, 6 foot, 109-pound senior, 2-time All-County defensive football player for these Raiders.
Well, Garrett Bass, again, firing that ball in there. If he put a little air under it, he may have been able to get that ball in there because Frith was behind the secondary, but he put it on a rope. Wagner broke just in time to pick it off, and now Ben Bales goes back to work, and far side completion. That's about 6 yards on the play there. Looks like they're going to get that one to Tristan Howard, 16, who had the North Forsyth first half touchdown on a 60-yard reception. So 2nd down and 5 from their own 34.
Good 5-yard gain on 1st down. That's one of the keys to the football game, I think, is that 1st down success.
Trigg stood up and driven back into the backfield there by big number 34, Drew Ramsey, the 5'10", 190-pound junior linebacker. So 3rd down and 5 right here after a loss of 1. We'll call it 3rd and 6.
Trips. Got 3 receivers wide.
Woodstock defense trying to get off the field right here. The Raiders trying to keep it going. Quick pass right there. Bales has his man complete. Howard breaks a tackle across the middle, still on his feet, and into Woodstock territory at the 46. And so the Wolverines unable to get North Forsyth off the field that time on 3rd down as the Raiders convert. But there is a penalty marker down. A late flag there. It's coming back. Wow, tough break right there. Ineligible player downfield, it looked like was the call there. from Russ Nelson, our referee here tonight from the Lanier Football Officials Association.
Latrell Bankston, the big nose guard, 270-pound, 6'1" senior, sitting back there waiting on everybody to come back, and he's helping to inform the Raiders that is being called back. So the officials, fans, the other team appreciates him helping to bring everybody back to where they belong. Rubbing salt in the wound, in other words.
Yep.
Third down and 11.
So again, Tucker Wood, the outside linebacker, we've talked about the job he's done this year for this Wolverine defense, is lined up in coverage. You talk about when you play in these kinds of offenses, your linebackers have a lot of additional pass coverage responsibilities, and this time they keep it on the ground, though, to Trigg, who on third down and 11 comes awfully close to a first down. It was a little bit of a conservative play call there, obviously, but trying to catch the Wolverine defense off guard, and they needed 11. They got 10, so it is fourth down and a yard, and a long look there by Coach Kraft, but he finally going to send in the punt team right here.
Yeah. They tried it once and they got bit. But talking about Tucker Wood, they're fine Jack, outside linebacker. On the other side, you have your star linebacker, Landon Dixon. Both coaches for both teams talk about how fine these two outside linebackers play, run, pass, stunts, blitzes, whatever. They're, wow, another unbelievable punt.
They're going to let this one die. It's going to die right at the 1. They're going to mark it back at the 3, saying that's where it was first touch, but a nice job right there, and I believe that was Yaw Perry who downed it. There is a Raider slow to get up in the end zone there. As he was diving in there, he landed awkwardly. May have just knocked the wind out of him. That looks like number 4 right there, Wagner, who comes up a little bit gimpy, but that's a 59-yard punt to go along with an earlier 55-yarder from Robert Faulkner. Wow.
Yeah, he's, a couple of those, and you're going to have some major colleges talking to you. It goes above the lights, and it's perfect spiral. It turns over. He's in a zone right now. The penalty for North, their first penalty of the night. So I know Coach Croft will be happy that they're accomplishing some of the things that they were worried about during the week and trying to get that execution, get their offensive confidence up.
Well, the Wolverines have not had great starting field position here tonight, but this drive right here, their worst, as they strike from their own end zone, and I don't believe they're going to get out of their end zone. They kept it on the ground right there over the right side, and they're going to say that Glover just broke the plane of his own goal line, and this North Forsyth crowd is on their feet, and they're not happy. They thought that he was tackled in the end zone. The official over here on the far sideline, he obviously has the best angle, but boy, I wasn't sure he got out of his own end zone either.
Yeah, and here you go. When your quarterback is 5-6 yards deep in end zone in this shotgun and the back is beside him, you got to get 5 yards to get back to the line of scrimmage and then hope that you got blocking.
Glover again the lone back. Garrett Bass out of the gun, going to fire quick when they got Frith near side flat. Big reception up at the 5, and then is pushed out of bounds, so a minimal gain there. So third down and 8, and North Forsyth defense right here more than likely going to pin their ears back and go after this one.
Vince Dooley, the most conservative coach, and people remember him as 3 yards cloud does something. Invariably, in situations like this, he would run a stutter, an out, and an up. He'd throw the ball. This is a perfect situation. Got a lot of room to air the ball out.
Ball at the 5. Garrett Bass out of the gun around his own goal line. Steps up, fires, deep side. The pocket's got a man there. Hall had it and then dropped it up at the 20. Single coverage with Wagner. Hall, I'm not sure he'd have been in bounds anyway had he made the grab. But he was unable to glove that one there, and it falls incomplete, so a 3 and out. And the Wolverines will punt it with Gilbert's feet pretty much right on the back line here. They'll have to be careful, especially with the snap.
Well, when you're on the 3, your guideline is you want to get to the 5-yard line, or 4-yard line actually, so you can get into a normal punt formation. So they're at the 6. So this can be their normal spread formation.
We talked about the punting here tonight, and boy, it'll take a big one from Gilbert to get him out of a hole here. This one a little bit shorter, low liner. Mulligan had it, fumbled it. Ball on the ground. He was hit right when he caught it. the ball popped loose, and the Wolverines have recovered at the 37. Wow, a tough break right there. They've been kicking it away tonight of Carter Mulligan, but Mulligan that time was able to get his hands on it, but he was hit immediately. It was a short punt, so therefore the Wolverines got there quicker. And that ball popped out, and it went right back to the Wolverines who recovered. And, boy, they catch a break
and
there.
What North, the coaches for North this is put out the fire, POTF, put out the fire. We've had a sudden turnover. We've had the football now. We've lost it. Now look for a bomb. Look for the other team to go deep. And we want the sack, the turnover here. We want to create a turnover for ourselves. This is a dangerous time emotionally for your team.
So Garrett Bass right back to work here. He's got twins to both left and right working from the near hash. A little play action here. Has plenty of time. Fires one-on-one. He's got a man there. It's caught at the 27 by Semillion, who makes the grab and is finally brought down at the 10-yard line by number 3, Jonathan Fleming, who had the coverage on the play there one-on-one. But Semillion was able to get just a step on the DB, and that's a long pass and catch for the Wolverines, who all of a sudden, after the muff punt, have a first and goal.
53 yards on the toss and catch. Immediately after a turnover, the team is, feeling sorry for themselves, got their head down, send somebody deep, throw it up, and just see what you get.
Boy, big play right there, big momentum swing, and now it makes that muff punt even more. And here's Ryan Martin, right side, good open field tackle, picked up maybe a yard or so before he was hit and drugged down, but it will be second and goal right here for the Wolverines, who are up 14-7 on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard, but looking to make it a 2-score game right here with 5:10 left in the third.
That was 6 foot, 230-pound middle linebacker Robert Faulkner, the real fine punter. He has had an outstanding game. He came in with 24 total tackles on the season. All county this season.
We'll say no gain on that last play. So second and goal from the 10. Fire across the middle. Man there throws behind him. And 3 penalty markers come in. I think they're going to get North Forsyth for pass interference, but that ball was well behind the intended target.
Yeah.
And so let's see what the call is right here. But
I think you're insinuating that it was uncatchable. And, the defensive back just kept running, and the receiver stopped, and the ball was behind him. He didn't even attempt to catch it. So there may be some discussion, but not much.
Yeah, Wagner talking things over with his teammate Chase Johnson. Those guys, again, trying to get on the same page there in the end zone, and a little bit of frustration, I think, right here for the Raiders on that call right there. And that'll put it half the distance to goal here. So 4:48 to play, third quarter. Woodstock leading 14-7. They've scored 14 unanswered since the first quarter North Forsyth Howard touchdown reception, and now they're looking to add another score right here. Garrett Bass again 5 yards deep in the gun. He's got Glover's the lone back, flanked to his left. Now he moves over to the right side. Takes the snap, trips far side, coming back over the middle, though, has a man there. Caught, 1 yard line, and into the end zone goes Noah Frith. His third touchdown grab of the night, his 7th of the season. And I don't know what it is about our radio, Larry, but boy, Noah Frith likes to show up big on those radio Friday nights here for the Woodstock Wolverines.
He will be paying our admission the next ball game. I know Coach Teeter at Sequoia enjoys us broadcasting him. He said that he was going to make sure that we covered a few more of their ball games. They've won every game that we've broadcast. Or excuse me, they lost that one, didn't they? I was not there. That was the deal.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
That's what it was. Gilbert adds the PAT, and just like that, the Wolverines with 21 unanswered points here have a 21-7 lead on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be right back. You're listening to the Cherokee County Game of the Week on 101.1 FM WLJA.
Edwards Tire Sales in Woodstock is proud to be a sponsor of the 2017 season of high school football in Cherokee County and has proudly served Cherokee County for 50 years. They're open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're your specialist in tires, automotive service, alignment, brakes, tune-ups, and AC service on most major makes and models. For 50 years, they've offered fast and friendly service. Bring your high school football ticket in and receive 10% off any service or purchase. That's Edwards Tire Sales, 9575 Main Street in Woodstock.
So 21-7 as the Woodstock Wolverines lead the North Forsyth Raiders. And we welcome you back here to our live coverage on North Georgia's 101.1 WLJA. Dave Garner alongside Larry Prather. Jonathan Hall in the booth with us here tonight on the stats and numbers, keeping us straight up here along with the rest of our gang. Asa back on the controls tonight in the studio. And we appreciate all the folks. We appreciate you guys tuning in here. It's a beautiful Friday night for high school football. And we appreciate you just tuning in wherever you may be here as the Wolverines kick it off left to right. And it will be taken at the 1. Oh, they thought it was a touchback, did Trigg. But he caught it at the 1, retreated into the end zone, and so he thought it was going to be a touchback, but they're going to say that he caught the ball in play. And so he kind of hesitated a little bit, was lucky to get back to the 18.
Dave, statistically, 3 plays, 63 yards, 1 minute. But Preacher Lawson, late Preacher Lawson, and I argued about this situation. You know, they had the ball at the 3, tried to drive it out, had a punt and a muff. And so should it be a continuation of that same series? I don't have an answer. It would have been a 97-yard drive and 6 plays, but I don't have an answer for it. I'm going to assign Jonathan.
We'll have to work on that little homework here this week.
Yeah, see. But big series there. A lot of momentum shifts. One little mistake.
First down and 10, but an incompletion right here as Ben Bales drops back, fired one of the near flat. They're trying to get it over to Dumlin, but good coverage there one-on-one. It looked like Hall may have come over and breaking that ball up. North Forsyth wanting a penalty there, saying some contact, but they did not get the call, so it's second down and 10. And same play this time, back over and unable to control it was Dalmon, who was unable to, had it right up against the sideline, but just couldn't hold it. So now it's 3rd and 10. And boy, this would be huge for both teams, really, if a 3 and out. I mean, for North Forsyth, now you're feeling the pressure. Down 2 scores right here, Larry. 4:24 left in the 3rd quarter. They don't want to go 3 and out right now against the Woodstock offense that seems to be picking up pace.
Dial it up. Your best play. And they got a bad snap.
Bad snap. Ball on the ground. Bales will just have to eat it at the 5, and he is frustrated. Slams the ball down there, and 3 plays and out. Very little time off the clock here, and now North Forsyth, after starting from their own 18, will have this ball back at their own 6, and they'll be punting from the back of the end zone now.
Most crucial time of the ball game, and you get a bad snap, bad catch from quarterback, and it just, it is just you feel snake bit. And with the punting that Jack Faulkner has done tonight, I don't know that I would rush him with 10 guys.
Low snap right here, but they do get it away. Good punt, not quite as deep as some of the others. It does take a bounce at the 40. Takes a little bit of a Wolverine roll back to the 39. It's a little bit shorter punt, but Hall with no return there, backed away from it. Perry downs it. So Woodstock with a very short field to work with right here. 3:33 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Woodstock leads North Forsyth 21-7 on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard.
And best field position of the night for the Wolverines. And this is, both coaching staffs know and understand. 3:33 in the 3rd quarter, touchdown here, and they have dug a deep hole for the Raiders of North Forsyth.
So Bass stands out of the gun here. Twins to both sides of the formation. High snap. They get it down, though. Glover on the ground. Oh, ball loose. Ball loose, and the Raiders fall on it at the 45. Wow. One of the Raider defenders came up trying to catch a number there and laid a hit on Glover. I believe that might have been number 6, Evan Johnson, the safety, who came up and popped that ball loose out of Glover's hand. And I thought for a minute across the near sideline over here that one of the Raiders was going to pick it up, try to run it back, but the ball was rolling around. A couple of them jumped on it. So just like that, the ball goes right back, Leary.
Yeah.
Both teams now with a couple of mistakes here towards the end of this 3rd quarter.
Yeah. Chase Johnson, number 33. We talked about him earlier with his SAT scores and senior leadership coming through. A crucial play, didn't happen offensively, made it happen on defense.
So it's 1st down and 10 for North Forsyth from their own 46. Trailing by 2 scores, but still plenty of time in this one. 3:24 to play in the 3rd. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Ben Bales flush from the pocket, works far side, throws back across the middle, and some contact and some penalty flags come flying in there. They were looking downfield to number 13, Cedric Touchstone, but there was contact made about 25 yards downfield, and that will be pass interference on the Wolverines.
Yeah, Andrew Bartolino, a sophomore, he misjudged everything, and he came up and unloaded as if the receiver had caught the football. It was a full second before the football got there. Going to be full-fledged pass interference.
So they're going to mark it off right here, and that's going to put the ball from the North Forsyth 46 all the way down to the Woodstock 39. And so the field has been flipped right here. Again, the muff punt by North. Woodstock capitalized on it. Woodstock got the ball back after a short 3-and-out at the North Forsyth 39, but on their first play, they fumbled it right back. So it's been a quirky third quarter right here, but it's the Raiders. Slayton in motion this time. They keep it on the ground. Trigg, he's got some real estate in the middle there as he gets past the first wave and breaks into second level and reaches the 31 for a gain of about 8 or 9 yards on first down.
And I'm looking to see Grant, I think it's Grant Sorbonne, Jr., tight end, H-back, and he's the sniffer. He's the one doing the trapping up the middle.
So out of the gun, Bales works. Trigg, now they're going to fire it. Deep side, near side, and it is complete. And right in front of a Woodstock defender there, Jonathan Fleming came up. Dalmon, again, another reception. I know we've kind of butchered his name a little bit here tonight because of the way it's spelled, but that is Dalmon, and Dalmon's had a lot of catches here tonight. He's a big body receiver wearing number 9 here tonight. They're going to fire it right back to him, but he is hit immediately. Trying to throw out a quick screen to him, but the blocking just wasn't there. And so that might have lost a yard right there. That last play was a first down. This one is going to be a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 12.
Is FIS. 3 receivers into the boundary to the short side of the football field. Had 2 receivers wide other way. Man-to-man coverage. The read should have gone to the wide side of the field. They tried to force it into the boundary.
North Forsyth working from the Woodstock 25. Bales rolling to his right, fires far sideline, complete to Howard. And I believe they are going to say that he caught it but juggled it out of bounds there, so it will go incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and a long 12 right here at the 2:01 mark of the 3rd period.
It'll be on film for the coaches, and if Northside wins, it'll be funny. Number 66, Ryan Faust, was trying to block on big Latrell Bankston, and Bankston was free. And he just reached down, grabbed his jersey from behind, and just gave it a couple of tugs. Then he stopped and looked around, see if a referee saw him.
Well, big 3rd down right here from the Wolverine 20. If you're North Forsyth, you'd love to get some points out of this somehow. Trying to set up a little screen right here, but that was covered well. Lewis Hall, or actually Bankston with the pressure right there, but it was number 17. Yeah, he was all over that one. Landon Dixon, the senior linebacker, who had the running back covered up, so Ben Bales just had to throw it into the turf. So it will be 4th down, and now North Forsyth will attempt a 42-yard field goal from the near hash. This is Arthur Boizo.
He has 2 of 3 this year on field goals. Dave, 1 conversion out of 12 attempts on 3rd down, and it looks good enough.
It's right through there. Wow. 42 yards for Boizo. And he makes it a 21-10 ball game. So points for the Raiders, who break a string of 21 unanswered by Woodstock. And it's 21-10 now on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. We'll break for 30 seconds and be right back. You're listening to the Cherokee County Game of the Week on 101.1 FM WLJA.
I knew your name before you did. I knew your fears, your hopes. I knew my little girl could be a great athlete and accomplish so much. And I knew just where to take you when you got hurt, so you could come back stronger than ever.
For physical therapists and certified athletic trainers who only work with young athletes, there's Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine. To learn more about the children's difference, visit choa.org/sportsmed. Moms know.
Back here live at Raider Valley, where North Forsyth just got a 42-yard field goal from Arthur Boiseau, and he put it right through there just inside the right upright and over the crossbar to make it a 21-10 ball game. Woodstock still with an 11-point lead here in a minute 47 to play in the third quarter, but it's the Raiders who will boot it right to left, and they will kick it into the end zone, it looks like. Nope, no, they're going to let him come on out there. Thought that ball was in the end zone there. Hall again had it. Looked like just inside the goal line there, but they let him run it out, but he did not make it back to the 20. Good coverage by the Raiders, and so Woodstock will start from their own 17.
Yeah, this officiating crew from near, it's a tough decision. If a football crosses the plane of that end zone, it's dead. And that's twice that the football has come down. I think if the player would realize, just let the ball go. I mean, you're standing on the goal line, and you're going to get it on the 20. But here we are. Cost them 3 yards.
Woodstock back at it right here. Garrett Bass lone back. That's Glover. Oh, he's going to pull it out. Now he's going to throw it over a Hall here on the near side. That was a well-designed play. Well executed right there, it looked like.
We hadn't talked about RPO, run pass option. There's one of the basic plays in this offense. Read the linebacker, read the safety, read the outside linebacker. Hand off if he's dropping, pull it if he's trying to stop the run.
Now movement there. I think the Ryan Martin was leaning forward, I think, right there on that play. So 5-yard procedure penalty on the Wolverines. We'll back them up right here. So that'll back the second down play up. It was a gain of 7 on that little pass play over there to Hall over here to the near sideline. But the penalty will put it back to a 2nd and 8. Twins left and right here. As we go a minute and a half here left in this third period. Bass has time, fires deep, far side flat. Oh, in and out of hands, a drop by Semillian.
That was a hot potato. He was running toward the football as he made his cut on a quick square in, and he has come up a little bit gimpy, got a sub. And the quarterback was sprinting to his left, turning, torquing that football, and it was a bullet, hard to handle.
Well, if you're North Forsyth, you definitely got to get off the field right here. Woodstock, though, would love to convert and keep this drive alive. 21-10, Wolverines lead it. They've got the football moving left to right from their own 20. They need 8 yards for a first down. Garrett Bass winds up, throws deep. That ball is caught over on the far side at the 35 by Lewis Hall, who won a jump ball, climbed the ladder, pulled that ball out of the air. There was a lot of traffic over there. It looked like one of the Woodstock receivers may have fell down, and I'm not sure who that was. It looked like maybe it was intended for him, but Hall came out of nowhere and grabbed that one. That's a big conversion.
Austin Fuller, Sr., got tied up in all the traffic, and I think it might have been a legal type of a pick off the defensive back.
Here's Frith, one-on-one quick hitter, but he's tackled immediately by Perry. That's a good one-on-one play right there. Only 2 yards on the reception by Frith, but positive yardage. Flip side, Larry, Jonathan Hall, North Forsyth, he just told us this. 1 of 12 on third down conversions tonight for their offense. They've had no success on third down and find themselves in this 21-10 hole here.
Yeah, and, your offense is definitely not clicking when you can't convert those third downs. Run or pass, they've tried everything. Doubles, empty. We got spread trips to the wide side of the field.
Throw it over here near side again, and another short, quick completion to Frith, and a little bit of cushion right there that time. Again, they were giving him the other knee stuff with Robert Faulkner, and so third down and 2 right here, and it's kind of taking what they give you, I guess, Larry.
Yeah, Frith ran a great route, made a sharp cut, caught the football, and I think he had opportunity to put the foot in the ground and go up the sideline for an extra yard. So here we go, 3rd and 2. Have to know where you are. Have to know where that boundary is.
Third down for Woodstock from their own 44. They need 2 yards for a first down. Raiders bring the pressure. Another one fires out to the near side. That went in and out of the hands a little bit too wide there for Frith. Perry tightened up the coverage that time and helped to break that play up, so it is 4th down, and the Wolverines with an 11-point lead will just go ahead and punt it away here from their own 44, not taking any chances.
And Woodstock has gone to over 300 yards passing on that last completion. 308 yards passing. It's unbelievable statistics, and you go to the Georgia High School Daily on Fridays, it gives you the leaderboard of these kids across the state of Georgia. Passing, rushing.
Oh, it's a
here
fake.
comes Hall.
It's a fake right here. Lewis Hall lined up in punt formation. He's got the first down. He raced across the far side, and the Raiders were not ready for it. And Hall carried it all the way into North Forsyth territory at the 44. So a quick snap right there. Hall was back, took the ball, and just ran with it and was able to outrace the Raiders to the corner.
15 seconds in the third quarter, and I've been calling for it since first quarter.
Well, yeah,
and,
you have. Boy, you're right on it.
You know, you do sort of a huddle, and get everybody in there, and then, you know, when the star athlete lines up deep in punt formation, somebody needs to look and see it. They didn't see it. They were not alert. Big first down.
So 1st and 10 from the North Forsyth 44, and now Bass is under pressure and just has to get rid of it and fires. He's got a man complete inside the 40 there, and a nice reception by number 8, Austin Fuller, the senior who has his second grab of the ball game. That was good for 6 yards. And what a job tonight. Garrett Bass under all kinds of pressure right there and gets rid of that ball for a completion. That'll do it as time runs out here in the third quarter. 4th and final quarter coming up in just a moment. We'll take a 1-minute timeout and be right back. You're listening to the North Georgia's 101.1 FM WLJA.
Cherokee Lanes is your family fun center, open every day at 10 a.m. except on Sundays, where they open at 12 p.m. Located at 1149 Merida Highway in Canton, they are just across from the high school. Cherokee Lanes offers bowling, arcade, miniature golf, billiard, laser tag, full-service snack bar, and they also have a great prize redemption center. Check their website for birthday packages and group rates at CherokeeLanes.net. Strike it big for family fun at Cherokee Lanes Bowling and much, much more in Canton.
Your retirement dream may be touring the country in a big B, watching a football game in every state, or maybe just relaxing by the beach. Whatever your dreams for retirement, I can help. Hi, I'm Dave Garner, your local Woodman Life representative. Call me today for a free needs analysis at 706-273-9347. I want to make sure that you and your loved ones are taken care of for life, and that you leave behind memories, not expenses. Insurance protection, financial security. Woodman Life, standing strong for generations.
Start of the fourth quarter here at North Forsyth High School tonight. Woodstock has it 2nd down and 4. Garrett Bass comes out, and that ball nearly intercepted. He was looking to go deep to Noah Frith. Frith kind of broke off his route at about the 20, and that ball went sailing over, and Perry was the closest guy to it. Woodstock fortunate that ball fell incomplete and it wasn't intercepted.
And Ryan Martin faked his block and then did a little a swing route out of the backfield. He had a lot of room, a lot of real estate. We're in 4-down territory, and regardless of what happens on this, you know, if they don't get it here, I think they're going to have to go for it. They cannot let North have the football back.
Penalty marker there, yeah, and I believe one of the Raiders jumped across, so
yeah,
that'll give them a free
count.
5. Yep.
Hard count. When I was offensive coordinator calling plays, that was at the top of my list. On a crucial situation, hard count. You know, get an easy 5.
Those are the kind right there that'll drive you crazy, Coach. Though, Larry, 3rd and 4, you give them the first down.
Yeah, Coach Dameron, the defensive coordinator, long-time friend, coach over at Cherokee and whatever. He just slumped that. Oh man. Too easy.
So Garrett Bass with a fresh set of downs right here as the Wolverines continue this drive from the North Forsyth 34. Watch out, Ryan Martin breaks a tackle. Has all kinds of room to run inside the 25, and down to the 21 goes Ryan Martin, and just like that, the Wolverines are in business here as we welcome you back to this fourth quarter here, the start of the fourth quarter. And just a few seconds gone here in the quarter. Again, coming up immediately following the ball game here tonight, we will have our Piedmont Healthcare Player of the Game as part of the Open Roads Complete RV postgame show. Please stick around for that. Meanwhile, 1st down and 10. Ryan Martin again on the carry, breaking tackles, breaking another tackle. Headed towards the end zone, he will break the plane, and they're going to give it to him. Touchdown. What a run by Ryan Martin. Wow, great 2nd and 3rd effort right there by Martin, who goes far side and was able to tiptoe the sideline there for a 16-yard touchdown run.
he's fresh legs. They're rotating their running backs. Got some depth there with Victor Glover and then Ryan Martin, 195-pound junior, and he's got a step of speed now. And those fresh legs, he just put his shoulder pads down, ran through some arm tackles. Big play in this ball game.
So Drew Gilbert to add the PAT right here, puts his left foot into it, lines it right through the middle. So with just a little over 30 seconds gone here in the fourth quarter, the Wolverines make it a 28-10 ball game on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be right back. You're listening to the Cherokee County Game of the Week on North Georgia's 101.1 WLJA.
This is Byron, and I'm here with David Booth, General Manager of Schottenkirk Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Canton. David, what's a hot product this month at Schottenkirk?
Byron, it's always good to talk to you. It's the model year-end clearance event going on all month long. 2017 Ram trucks in stock up to $13,000 off. We've got a huge selection. If you've been waiting for the right deal, now's the time. 575 exit 20 under the giant American flag. SchottenkirkChrysler.com if you're looking for us online.
Well, Larry, someone other than Noah Frith scores from the Woodstock Wolverines here tonight. Ryan Martin, though, earned every bit of that one. He broke 2 or 3 tackles. The far side just kept those legs driving here. And now the Wolverines in command up 28-10 on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard as they get set to boot it away to the North Forsyth Raiders.
If you're a connoisseur of high school football, that drive had it all. Started on their own 17-yard line, had a first down, and then they stalled out. Had a punt, and Lewis Hall fakes the punt and gets a big first down, and then 11 plays, 83 yards on the drive. 2 minutes, 21 seconds off the clock. Textbook drive for the beginning of the fourth quarter. They put Woodstock up 28-10 with 11 minutes, 16 seconds to go.
And Trigg, from his own goal line out across the 5 there, gets only back to the 9. He, of course, had the wall set up to the near side, but they kicked it far side. So Trigg, again, trying to make it back to the wall there, but Woodstock with great coverage. So the Raiders will start as they break the huddle inside their own 10-yard line here. After a short kickoff return, 11-16 left in the ball game. Ben Bales fires. He's got a man wide open. That's Howard across the middle who breaks the tackle. 30, 40. He's got midfield and drug down right there, slung down hard in the tail end of that play. But a big reception right there once again by Tristan Howard, who had the long touchdown early in the ball game of 60 yards, and another long grab there as he goes about 47 or 48 yards, I believe, on that play.
I think it was Satchel Paige, the great baseball player that was the sage of all things. He had one of the quotes was, "You never look back. You don't know who's catching up." And I would suggest that to Howard. Don't look back. Just keep running. But he kept looking left and right to see where people were trying to go. It slowed him down, and he had an extra 10 yards, just kept running. Third quarter, coming out of the third quarter stats, first 3 quarters, first downs, Woodstock 11, Forsyth North 10. Rushing yardage 43 for Woodstock, 59 for North. Completions 29 of 40 for Woodstock, 13 of 28 for North. Passing yardage 319 for Woodstock, 160 for North.
Second down and 10 right here. Again, ball right at the 49, and that one knocked away and then caught. Wolverines got a hand on it, but it was Touchstone who was able to bring it in at the Woodstock 46 to make it 3rd and 5.
Fourth down conversions, 1 of 1 for Woodstock, the fake punt, and then Forsyth is 1 of 2 fourth down conversions. Penalties, 2 for 10 yards with Woodstock, 4 of 40 for North. 1 turnover, 1 fumble, Woodstock.
3rd down and 5. North Forsyth trying to extend the drive here. All kinds of time for Ben Bells. He's got a man wide open at the 15, and he will walk it into the end zone. Somehow or another, Damlin got wide open about 5 yards behind the secondary. Someone missed an assignment for the Wolverines on that one. And how about that for a quick answer?
Big Nick.
Big play right there over the top. Boyzo will try to add the PAT, and that's a quick strike. Just a little over a minute from the Woodstock score. The PAT is up, and it is right through there. So with 10:08 left here in the ball game, the Raiders are breathing new life. 28-7 the score on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. We'll keep the action right here for you with 10:08 left. Again, both teams with all 3 timeouts. And, you know, Larry, if you're North Forsyth, not everything's gone right here tonight, but you still got time. Just an 11-point ball game right here. A lot can happen over the last 10 minutes.
11 points is sort of a magic number. If you're in the lead at 11, you can afford to take a 2-point golly, I'm brain dead all of a sudden, Dave. A safety. You can take a safety and give the ball back and still be, still have life, not have to worry about it. But 11-point lead for the opponent, with the opponent, you've got to score, get a 2-point conversion and a field goal. So it's 3 scores that you've got to worry about. All right, that last drive for North, 4 plays, 4 plays, and it went 91 yards, 1 minute and 18 seconds. So a little bit of a quick strike offense.
Well, whether it's been 3 and out or whether it's been a touchdown, I mean, either one of these teams have hung on to the ball longer than a few minutes at a time. So it's just been that kind of ball game here tonight. But it's been entertaining, and it looked very bleak for the Raiders, who will send a low liner. This one will be taken at the 10. Oh, it bounced back on Glover, who had to go back to the 5 to retreat it, and then he is met by Mulligan right at the 12, and Glover able to pound his way up with good second effort just to get back to the 16. So Woodstock will start this drive inside their own 20 with 9:58 to play and an 11-point lead. As we talked about, next week is Etowah at Cherokee. That'll be our Cherokee County game of the week as we return to within county lines. Of course, our lone trip this year outside of Cherokee County lines, and our second look, though, at the North Forsyth Raiders, who we saw in the opening week, of course, at Sequoia. Here tonight, though, Woodstock leads it by 11 as they go back to work. Quick pass right here, Hall, near side, trying to break a tackle. Good coverage, though, picks up maybe 3 yards there on first down just across the 20. It'll be second down and 7.
6th possession of the half for Woodstock.
Wow.
And they're first down. Keep going back to that first down, moving that down marker, getting a little more room where you can mix up your run.
There's Glover, right side this time, picks up a few more, setting up third down.
And, it keeps hammering. It keeps that defensive line honest. But most important thing of all, it keeps the clock running. And that's where, the spread offense, the air raid offense, where they get in trouble is bam, 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 3 and out. And all of a sudden the other team is getting more possession, getting more shots on goal.
So 3rd and 2 right here. 9 minutes left. Again, Brent Buddy, 8-year head coach for Woodstock, taking over for legendary Mike O'Brien. Of course, Chuck Buddy was the first coach, I believe, at Woodstock High School there, or second coach, and his son, so a legacy coach there. Oh, quick slant, and Lewis Hall is off to the races. He got past the second level, and there was no one else there, and Hall will take it the distance. Wow.
75 yards on that reception.
How about that? 75-yard touchdown reception, and just like that, the Raiders were slowly climbing back into this ball game after that last quick strike touchdown, but then Lewis Hall on a slant was able to get a step on the DB, and there was kind of like a wall there, but once he got past that second level, there was nothing but green turf in front of him.
Former Reinhardt head coach Drew Cronick, offensive coordinator at Furman, is smiling at this moment, I promise you. He recruited and has got a commitment from Lewis to go to Furman.
And the PAT by Gilbert's right through there. So with 8:31 left in the ball game, the Wolverines extend their lead back 35-17 on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be right back ourselves. You're listening to the Cherokee County Game of the Week on North Georgia's 101.1 FM WLJA.
Hasty Pope is excited to sponsor Cherokee County football. Since 1953, our lawyers have been there to help those who have been seriously injured. As a local and family-run law firm, we know there's nothing more important than family. And when you choose Hasty Pope, you become part of our family. Selected as super lawyers and as the top 100 lawyers in Georgia, we are the hometown firm you can trust. Hasty Pope. Knowledge, experience, success. If you're injured in a collision or on the job, call 770-479-0366 or learn more online at hastypope.com.
Well, we've talked a lot about Lewis Hall this year, Larry, and the job that he has done for this Woodstock program and what he means. And, boy, I tell you what, he showed off a lot of his speed right there and ability, just taking a short catch and turning it into a big game.
You know, it's just a little, dinky little pass here, dinky little pass there, and, he's just a big old strong guy, and it just keeps wearing on you. And then, all of a sudden he lines up as a punter and takes it around left end for about 25-yard first down. And then the next series, toss it out there to him on one of those little hitch screens, and he just steps inside and blows by you for 75 yards. He's just, a Division I athlete.
Well,
you have to have people on it.
Bryson Trigg with a long run back right there on the kickoff. He broke a wall there and broke a tackle just inside the 20 and was able to race out just across the 30 to the 31. So a pretty good return right there. And now the Raiders find themselves in the same spot they were in about 2-3 minutes ago, trailing here. And, of course, they were able to connect and make an 11-point ball game, but now it's right back to an 18-point game promptly after that 75-yard touchdown pass and catch and run by Lewis Hall. And now the Raiders go back to work offensively. Quick hitter over on the far side. That's about 3 or 4 yards on first down and out of bounds. Dalmon again with another grab. He might be double-digit catches here tonight in this ball game.
He's a good-looking high school receiver, about 6'1", 175, 180 pounds, quick, great hands. Some good-looking football players.
Second down at 6. Ben Bales out of the gun. One back again. That's Trigg. They're going to fire a little seam pass there. It's caught. Oh, broken up. Howard was the intended target. Got his hands on it, but Tucker Wood was able to break that ball up right at the first down marker.
This is a play Coach Buddy was really dribbling. They run the receiver right at your safety and turn right in front of him, and then they're doing a handoff to a running back right into the same zone. So that safety has to make a decision. Am I going to do run support? Am I going to stay back here and try to cover the pass? And so, great decision from
third down and 5 right here. Bales out of the gun, claps the hands, wants the snap, gets it, fires it. He's got a man complete across the 43. That pass caught there by Touchstone right at the 45, and then he eludes a couple of tacklers and gets up to the midfield stripe. So a big gain there of about 14 to get a first down. The ball right at the 50, and the Raiders are on the move. And now, with just 8 minutes left, trailing by 18, you got to be in hurry-up mode here.
Yeah. Their basic offense is a 2-minute offense. They can score in a hurry, and Woodstock's bringing the house. They're bringing backers. They're blitzing. This is not and we got a broken tackle.
Howard, over a far sideline. There was a 5-yard gain. These receivers have done a nice job here tonight, but looks like Ben Bales may have took a shot behind that play there. He gets up slowly, but he'll stay in there. But nice job again by Howard to break another tackle and pick up the first down.
I'm going to blame it on Latrell Bankston. I think he was the first one back there and had a legal hit, and he unloaded on Big Ben. Ben is 6'3", 205 pounds, but Bankston's 270, Division I athlete. Georgia State, Kennesaw State.
Oh, intercepted. Ben Bales threw one out in the far flat right there. He was looking to go back to Damlin, but that ball was intercepted. Landon Dixon stepped in front of it right at the Woodstock 30. And the Wolverines, with the interception right there, will take over at their own 32 after a short return, but just read nicely by the Woodstock corner over there in the far flat. And both teams have an interception here tonight.
Yeah, Landon's father, administrator in the school system, worked with him for several years over at Sixes Elementary. Landon, a senior, 175-pounder, remember when he was born. And just a smart, savvy kid. his dad was a real outstanding quarterback at Vidalia High School. So, he's proud of his son.
Trying to turn the corner on the far sideline there is Victor Glover, the 5'7", 173-pound senior running back. Not a lot of room, though. Nice job by the North Forsyth defense. They string the play out. Raiders force a second down and 9 or 10 here. They're going to say no gain on the play, so 2nd and 10. 7:34 to play here in the ball game, and the Wolverines lead the Raiders 35-17 on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. Coming up immediately following the ball game here tonight, it's the Open Roads Complete RV postgame show, and we will name our Piedmont Healthcare player of the game for you. Oh, there's a big hole. Hall again busts through. He's got room. Gets past the safety. It's a foot race, and that's Ryan Martin who will win it. I thought that was Hall, but it was Ryan Martin on the give, and he showed off his jets. He looked like Hall out there. And that's a 67-yard touchdown run by Ryan Martin. And Martin again with the 67-yarder to go along with an earlier 16-yard run finds the end zone for the second time tonight.
Fresh legs. He just ran. The two safeties were sitting there closing in on him, and he just went right through their arms. Some tired puppies on defense right now, and Martin has those fresh legs. He's only touched the ball maybe 10 times, 12 times, and fresh legs.
Gilbert's PAT is right through there. So a 7:22 to play. The Wolverines have opened it up. 42-17 on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be right back. You're listening to the Cherokee County Game of the Week on 101.1 WLJ.
Hi, I'm Drew Tutton, owner of Open Roads Complete RV. Open Roads is the fastest growing family-owned and operated RV company in the country. In just a few short years, Open Roads has opened 3 locations: Woodstock, Ackworth, and Cartersville. So visit us at openroads.us. We're the #1 Winnebago dealer in the entire Southeast, and we make American dreams come true. So remember, be American, buy American. Only at Open Roads Complete RV.
You're on WLJ FM 101.1 and WLJ HD1 LJ.
The defense appears to be wearing down here, Larry. Woodstock starting to put the pedal to the metal right here. They put up 42 points. Most all of it, though, here in the second half. It was just a 14-7 ball game at halftime. So, again, they put up a bunch of scores here, and they've already scored a few times in this fourth quarter.
Prior to that rush, Woodstock had 67 yards rushing total. 67 additional yards. Now they've got a really respectable 134 yards of rushing. So, stats can be misleading. And North was holding, hanging in there pretty good against the run, but Woodstock was getting yardage as they needed it. They kept the clock running, and then bam, all of a sudden the rushing yardage is gone through the roof.
Well, you look at what this Wolverine offense has done over the last couple of weeks. Last week, shutout. Week before that, 77 in a record-breaking performance. But then tonight, they've certainly rebounded with the 42-point effort so far. Still 7:22 to play as North Forsyth goes back to work. Like I said earlier, I know the opponent has a lot to do with that as Bales takes a shot. He nearly found a guy deep. Wow, that was Charlie Aiken who broke open. He had a step on the defender there. That was number 5, Amon Davis, the junior corner in coverage there. And that was nearly about 80 yards the other way there. But Woodstock offense definitely picking it up here tonight, kind of refining that groove. Both teams, as you mentioned, Larry, are going to enter an open week this week before region play.
Yeah, and, both coaches were wanting that momentum to take them through, have 2 good weeks of practice before they got a region play. And it's just, it's sad that it's such a lopsided score. I mean, it's just a couple of plays that, these big plays that North just couldn't handle. And, they're just – North is going back to the basics on their offense. They're just, trying to hammer away, and these defensive backs are give out. They've got enough receivers in there that they're going to take some shots deep.
Trigg on the last couple of carries here, picked up a few yards on one. They snap it quickly, and Trigg picks up about 6 or 7 there on the quick hitter. He'll have the first down. They move the chains, and once again, North Forsyth up to the line here quickly.
284 yards passing for North, 398 for Woodstock, 682 yards passing. Next pass, we'll go over 700 yards passing.
Wow. The Raiders seem content to run the football right here, try to run some clock. And, Woodstock's defense is also, both these defenses really have been out there a lot. If you think about it, obviously time of possession's been, about even, but, the quick possessions over and over again, you're running on and off the field so much that I think both these defenses are probably a little bit gassed here in the ball game. There's a wide open touchdown at the Woodstock 45, and he's finally wrestled down inside the 40 at the 38. Good route there by Cedric Touchstone.
Both teams are using 8 to 10 wide receivers. Both teams have got 4 to 6 defensive backs. So these defensive backs are give out. They're running 40 yards every play, and then the receivers are running 40 yards every other play. So I think right now the secondary for both teams are just gassed.
You've seen a lot of hands on hips right here. Oh, Ben Bales will go down all the way back at midfield. Tucker Woods shot off the edge that time like he was shot out of a cannon and comes up with a big sack right there on Ben Bales all the way back at his own 49. So it'll be second down and about 22 right here with 5:42 to play.
Bales made a great move and did a little spin to get out of there, but Wood just read it, right? That was just excellent open field tackle.
So out of the gun this time, they'll just keep it on the ground to Trigg, but he is met by Bankston, who loses his headgear. And because of that, he'll have to go out for a play, but that was one-on-one. And Bankston, one of those guys, he's had his hands on his hips a little bit there, but he's played about every snap here tonight as you expect him to do, but he's still in there making plays.
Yeah. Well, Woodstock is able to rep in and bring some clean shirts in, and they've got some designated pass rushers in there. These are some younger, lighter. They're not your typical nose guard looking kind of kids, and they're bringing some speed to the defense.
And Bales running there. Everyone covered downfield, trying to escape. Steps up, picks up a few yards of that lost yardage back there, but still well shy of the first down. He's chased down from behind.
Yeah, Michael Kalina, 6'1", 230-pound senior defensive end, showing great effort. He had to run the hoop. Got big hoops that they run around. These defensive linemen run hoops to learn to run and redirect.
4.5 to play. Fourth down and about 17 right here, and North Forsyth just going to go for it. From the Woodstock 47, going to load up, throw a deep ball down here. Everyone's waiting on it. That ball knocked away at the 18, and good coverage there all the way around. Lewis Hall, again, got his hands on that one and broke it up. There were about 4 or 5 Wolverines down there, and it was just Charlie Aiken for North Forsyth all by himself, and so that ball falls incomplete. It'll go over on downs at the Woodstock 47. The Wolverines will have possession. 4:26 to play and a 42-17 lead here on the Northside Hospital Cherokee scoreboard.
And I think we're going to get a lesson in the running game out of the air raid offense.
North Forsyth came in with 19 total touchdowns on the year. Woodstock came in with 16 total touchdowns, but they, of course, certainly improved on that mark here tonight. Noah Frith, another big night. 3 touchdown grabs for him. Ryan Martin with 2 touchdown runs. And this time Garrett Bass will keep, falls forward, picks up about 3 to midfield. It'll be second down and 7.
I think he missed the handoff, but he looked really nifty. He's got some quickness. I don't know how much speed that he has, but he's got a good quickness to move around in the pocket and get back up there and get a solid 3 yards. Letting the clock run, not in any hurry. Got these play clocks in the end zone, so.
Out of the gun right here, twins left and right, lone back. Again, that's Martin who takes the handoff. Another good cut, but not much there, though. Raider defense did a nice job. This North Forsyth defense, again, 8 sacks from 5 different players coming into the game. Jensen had 2, Martin with a couple, Cheveria had a couple, but again, both these quarterbacks here tonight, they get the ball out of their hands so quick, and this, air raid type offense, as you talked about. The offensive lines have held up for the most part. We haven't seen a lot of sacks. Woodstock's defense starting to pick up the pressure a little bit, but it's been tough for these defenders to try to get to these quarterbacks tonight.
Yeah, they line up at 5, drop to about 8 yards deep, and even if for a linebacker and you come clean, you've got about a 10-yard sprint to get back there. The ball's gone. Then you got to do it the next play.
Oh, a little fake right there. They throw it over to Lewis Hall, and he's off to the races again, and that time he will take it in. Wow.
49 yards.
49 yards, Lewis Hall with his second touchdown here of the fourth quarter. to go along with a 75-yarder earlier. And just like that, the Wolverines pretty much put the icing on the cake on this one just inside 3 minutes. But, man, I tell you what, this was you look back at it, Larry, this was a 21-10 ball game at the end of the third quarter. Yeah. And all of a sudden, again, North Forsyth showing a little fatigue on defense there, and the Wolverines have just ran away with this one.
Yeah, and I think the Woodstock defense is tired as well. It's not like it's hot for those football players out there, and they're in condition, but they're just having to run 40-yard effort. And Woodstock was able to execute and run their offense when they were tired, and North just could not get their execution. They just could not get the big play. They couldn't break that one tackle. And, man, unbelievable. Like you say, Dave, it was 21-10. It was an 11-point ball game just about, 10 minutes ago.
Unbelievable here. I mean, you think about this ball game, you're going to look back at this one, and, you're going to think that Woodstock kind of dominated the game there all the way around. They've certainly dominated this fourth quarter, but a 28-point fourth quarter has pretty much put this ball game out of reach. And it was one of those things where the Wolverines caught their groove. And, you talked about coming into the ball game here tonight, both teams heading into the bye week here. Woodstock, of course, with their final kind of quote-unquote tune-up game before they get set for region play. And you got to think they're going to enter this bye week now with a little bit of momentum on their side.
Yes, indeed. Big rival for Woodstock. They got to drive about, 3/4 of a mile. And Etowah. A crosstown rival. It's the war of Town Lake.
Well, two teams that already met for the state baseball championship this past year as Trigg brings it out to the 20, and he's hit there. But, of course, Etowah defeating Woodstock in the 7A state baseball championship. Two schools separated by less than 2 miles, if that, really. But they will meet they'll meet in a couple weeks at Etowah, and we'll have that one for you right here as part of our Cherokee County Game of the Week. As we talked about next week, it's Etowah at Cherokee, so we'll get a look at another look at the Eagles before that matchup there. But Woodstock will have an extra week to prepare for that ball game. A 28-point fourth quarter here to make it 49-17, and now the Raiders back on offense for what could be one final time here tonight. They'll swing it over to Aiken, who will break a tackle and bust his way up across the 30 for a Raider first down. And while we have a minute, we do want to say thank you to all the folks with the Raiders Sports Network doing an excellent job here tonight covering this game and as part of their stream. And certainly appreciate the efforts there of Mr. James Seawright. He and I go way, way back. And I appreciate him sharing a box with us here tonight. They're using our feed as well for some of their video. And we appreciate the hospitality and rolling out the red carpet for us. Here's Ben Bales again firing a pass. That one a little too tall there for Dalmon, and that falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And Corey Smith, outstanding cornerback, had a great game tonight. He broke on that football, and it went over his head. If it was caught, it was a touchdown.
And we talked about Cedric Touchstone, 20 receptions coming in, 342 yards and 4 touchdowns. He was the leading receiver, but and he may still be after the ball game right here. But I've been impressed with Tristan Howard, number 16, who's had a couple of long touchdowns here tonight, a couple long pass plays. And, of course, we've called Noah Trigg, who he knows kind of the workhorse at the running back position there. They put it on the ground to him, picks up a few yards there. It'll be 3rd down as the clock rolls down to just outside the 2-minute mark here.
I thought Woodstock would really sit down and just start grinding the football, let the clock run out and stuff like that. But they have reads.
Nice little play there on the far sideline. They swing it out of the backfield. And that was Touchstone, who we just got through talking about there. And he makes the grab, carries it up across the 45, gets onto the Woodstock side of midfield, carries it all the way down to the 46. That'll be a first down for North Forsyth, who quickly gets back up to the ball. 1st down and 10. Clock goes inside. 2 minutes here. Raiders trying to put up at least one more score here in this ball game. They have all 3 timeouts, as do the Wolverines. And again, Ben Bales fires that one a little too tall there, though, for Dahlman, and that falls incomplete. 2nd and 10.
And stops the clock at 1:42.
Well, there, I tell you what, I don't want to peek ahead too far because I know Etowah still has the ball game against Cherokee, and obviously the Warriors have struggled. It looks like that, you would think with the way Etowah's played and the way Cherokee's played that would be a relatively easy win for the Eagles, but obviously that's a rivalry game. It could go either way. If you're Etowah, you got to be careful. You lost to Cherokee last year, so that could be a trap game if they start looking ahead too much for this Woodstock team. There's some running room there, all kinds of running room. And that is Trigg, who breaks the tackle and takes it all the way down inside the 20, and he'll be tripped up at the 14, and they'll mark him down right at the 13, and the clock will stop momentarily with a minute and a half, so the Raiders again trying to tack on another final score here. But for this Woodstock team, it's going to be an interesting matchup in a couple of weeks. Should be a great ball game.
And I said something to Coach Buddy, the region, something I said, and Cherokee's down this year, so he said, hey, that's a rival.
That ball a little bit too tall there. They were going to Dolan in the end zone, but incomplete.
And he said, I'm going to tell you, you've seen it like I'd seen. He said that I had seen it like he had, that teams 0-10 and 0 and whatever and something, and then boom, they upset you. Said you just do not close your eye on a rival.
You never know. 2nd down and 10 from the 13. Clock down to minute 22. Going to fire towards the end zone. Well, that one a little bit behind the intended target there. They were trying to get it over to Howard. That ball falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd down. Clock will stop at a minute 18.
Quarterbacks, Ben Bales on that play, he tried to throw a reception. He tried to catch it for the receiver. That's not your job. As a quarterback, you throw the football where it's supposed to be and let him receive it. Don't take anything off of it. Put it where it needs to be, and then let him catch it and go.
Wow, good open field tackle. They were trying to swing one out of the backfield there. Got it over to Trigg out of the backfield, but a nice open field tackle there by Corey Smith, the senior DB. And just about a yard or so on the gain there over on the far side. So 4th down now, 4th and 9 technically from the 13, and the clock is still rolling right here, obviously, inside of a minute. And, of course, North Forsyth is going to go for it at the Wolverine 13 here. They brought touchstone over to the near side. They're under pressure is Bales, and he'll go down. Big Bankston. Latrell Bankston, number 57, gets to Bales, and that will just about do it right here. Clock will stop with the change of possession at 34 seconds, but it was, wow.
Am I imagining? But I think that's the first sack of the game.
I think so.
And Bankston had his sack dance, which is illegal in high school, but first sack of the game. So, kudos to this offensive lines, both teams. They have really played well.
Yeah. Well, Larry, we got our work cut out for us here tonight. We're going to have to bring Jonathan in here, too, and get ready to name our Piedmont Healthcare Player of the Game. Have you thought about some nominees here tonight?
I've been thinking about it all night, and I'm going to tell you, man, where do you go? What do you do? I mean, the offensive lineman, it's hard to pick out an offensive lineman as player of the week, defensive lineman, unless he's, a sack or two or some tackle for losses and stuff. But, they both offensive lines, let's say there's been one sack in the game, and these teams have combined to pass over 100 plays, but we'll come up with somebody here pretty soon.
Well, the Wolverines just take a knee right here. Victory formation. Garrett Bass down on one knee there. Tosses the ball to the official, and that'll do it. They won't have to snap it again as the clock rolls down to zeros here tonight, and that'll do it. Both teams meeting at midfield. Both sets of coaches meeting at midfield as well. And the Woodstock Wolverines behind a huge 4th quarter put the ball game away, but much closer than the score indicated throughout much of the night. But the final here, 49-17 in favor of Woodstock as they defeat North Forsyth. We'll take a timeout and be right back. 2 minutes, and then we begin our Open Roads Complete RV postgame show. Stick around. We'll name a Piedmont Healthcare Player of the Game, and we'll have some highlights and some stats for you and some final numbers here as we depart tonight. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to North Georgia's 101.1 FM, WLJA.
Hi, I'm Drew Tutton, owner.
photography, we work with our clients to create a personalized experience and deliver your vision for your portrait. We create images you will love, not only now, but years from now, showcasing who you are and what you are passionate about. This is the time to celebrate your youth and your love of life. Visit GinaGolden.com to book your custom image. At Gina Golden Photography, we work.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. One thing we neglected to mention earlier is that the band is going to perform at the midfield, or on the field, right here at the end of the ballgame. So please stick around and watch the North Forsyth High School band as they perform.
Lauren Collins to the press box, please. Lauren Collins to the press box.
Band on field positions, on field positions. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for sticking around tonight to see the band's post-game performance. Now entering the field is Forsyth's own Raider Marching Band. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Haley Allison and Christopher Shopping. For your entertainment tonight, the band will be performing their show Tonight, featuring music from West Side Story. The band would like to thank Interactive Technologies for all of their help with our new props. We think you'll enjoy them. Drum majors, is the band ready?